To the mound, Assad 5-1 with 3.89 ERA. Mets counter with right-hander Nolan McLean, who's 4-4 with a 3.67 ERA. That will do it for us in the pregame show. Coming up, it's Zach and Coom. It's the Cubs and the Mets from New York. Next on The Score, Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Listen for the great Cubs guests all season long on 104.3 The Score, the official radio home of the Cubs.
Did you know you could earn up to $600 when you open a checking account at Old National Bank?
$600? You could do a lot with that. Like tickets to somewhere warm?
Now boarding for Miami.
Or tickets to your favorite band.
Or tickets to your favorite band in Miami.
Boom! Now you're talking.
Earn up to a $600 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Additional restrictions apply. Visit oldnational.com/checking. Offer valid through October 30th, 2026. Member FDIC.
The time to refresh your interior space is now. FinishingChicago.com has the industry experts in glass systems, drywall finishing, wall covering, commercial painting, and signage. Whether it's a hotel lobby or a corporate workspace, first impressions matter. Now more than ever, people expect spaces that feel refreshing, thoughtful, and aligned with how they live and work. Make the most of your space by utilizing Finishing Chicago contractors. For a great finish, start with FinishingChicago.com.
Every team needs a closer. Injured? Dial Pound Law. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs. Morgan & Morgan, 332 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago.
Hey, Cubs fans, Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer here. This Cubs season, listen to the Cubs in crystal clear FM quality on 104.3 The Score.
It's got a chance! Gone! Pete Crow Armstrong with a long home run.
Imagine listening to all the action on FM. Cubs baseball has never sounded this good. Listen to every game on your home of the Cubs. 104.3 The Score.
Presented by the official sports book of The Score, Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be, with no bet fee.
This broadcast is presented by Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the Bet365 app and lock in your picks before the game begins. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in select states only.
And now, Odyssey and 104.3 The Score bring you Chicago Cubs baseball on the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Gone! Three-run homer, Ian Happ. Swing a line drive base hit. He has done it. Pete Crow Armstrong has hit for the cycle. Which drives one in the air. This ball's got a chance. Gone! This is what you came here for. You got the Cubs game on The Score.
Chicago Cubs baseball is presented to you in part by the Volvo XC90, Biddy's Beverage Depot, Benjamin Moore, Grand Appliance, James Hardy Building Products, Laturo Tire, It's Not a Game, Illinois.com, Old National Bank, Sea Glass Wine, Sloan, Southwest Airlines, Xfinity, your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, and Yingling, the oldest brewery in America. And now, here's the Hall of Famer, Pat Hughes, and All-Star Ron Coomer, with all the exciting play-by-play action of Chicago Cubs baseball.
It's a big day in the Big Apple as the Cubs play 2 against the Mets. Hi, everyone. A pleasant good afternoon to you from Citi Field in New York. It's game 1 of a day-night doubleheader between the Cubs and Mets. Alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman in for Pat today. Our engineer, Paul Schrager, helping us blast through the speakers of your radio as well as all of your smart devices. Cubs took last night's series opener 9-6 this afternoon. They've got right-hander Javier Assad pitching in game 1, while the Mets counter with fellow right-hander Nolan McLean. Let's get right to the starting lineups, brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. For Greg Council's Cubs, a record of 41-37 after last night's win. 3rd place in the National League Central. Pete Crow Armstrong is the leadoff man, and he's in center field. The right fielder is former Met Michael Conforto. Michael Busch at first. The cleanup man, designated hitter Seiya Suzuki. Ian Happ in left, the second baseman Nico Horner. Batting 7th, third baseman Pedro Ramirez. Miguel Amaya catching, and hitting 9th, shortstop Dansby Swanson with right-hander Javier Assad on the mound. Meantime, for Carlos Mendoza's New York Mets, a record of 34-44, last place in the National League East. Carson Benj leads off. He's in right field. The center fielder is A.J. Ewing. Bo Bichette plays shortstop, hitting cleanup former Cub Jared Young at first. The designated hitter is Francisco Alvarez. Brett Beatty at third, hitting 7th for the Mets, second baseman Marcus Semien. The left fielder is MJ Melendez. And former Cub Luis Torrens, the catcher, batting ninth for New York, with right-hander Nolan McLean on the mound. It is an absolutely gorgeous early afternoon here in New York. Mostly sunny, 81 degrees. The game time temperature sponsored by Four Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. First pitch next. Cubs and Mets, the first of two games today here in New York. On The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Ian Happ. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Hey, baseball fans, step up to the plate like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports is sports betting the way it should be, with no bet fees in Illinois. Circa Sports brings you player-friendly pricing, enhanced in-game options, exceptional customer service, and more. Whether you're betting with the home team or scouting the next big matchup, take your swing with the Circa Sports app. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com.
Accumulation, preservation, generation. At Busey Bank, these are the principles we use to build meaningful financial partnerships with our clients and their families. With sound advice and vast resources, partner with Busey for a personalized approach to your legacy. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Hey fans, why does flying Southwest Airlines from Chicago just make sense? Reliable, flexible, enjoyable. We're full of ibbles and obbles and proud of it.
It's game time, and that makes it the perfect time for a flight by England. Just 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and packed with flavor. Flight is the next generation of light beer. The oldest brewery in America. Look for Flight wherever you buy beer, and it feels like we took a flight to the hotel and flight right back because we were just here. I don't even know if the seats got cold yet, see? But it's going to be a long day of baseball. It's a good day last night. Hopefully a good day again today for the Cubs.
Yeah, just as the Cubs have refound their missing offense, now they're dealing with injuries to the starting rotation. Edward Cabrera left last night's game after the fifth inning with a strained hamstring, officially today placed on the injured list. And we just found out within the last half hour, Coom, that Ben Brown, who's been the Cubs' best starter this season, Brown has been placed on the injured list with a neck strain. So it's up to the guys who've been filling in to step up. One of those guys is today's starter, Javier Assad.
Yeah, for Assad, he's got very good numbers. And you look at it, year after year, when he pitches, the more he pitches, it's like the better his numbers get. And he does a very good job. The Cubs need a big start from him today in game one of this doubleheader. You get a lot of baseball to play here in the next 4 or 5 days. So you need the starting pitching to step up. And a lot like we talked about yesterday going into the broadcast, we really need the offense to do its job and score some runs and continue to put pressure on the Mets, because that really does alleviate some of the heat that the pitching staff has to deal with right now.
The Mets have taken the field. They've got one of the best young starters in baseball on the mound today, 24-year-old right-hander Nolan McLean. He's 4-4 with a 3.67 ERA in 15 starts, but he's got the kind of stuff to stifle an offense.
Well, he's got very good stuff, there's no doubt. And, he kind of gives you a little bit of a crossfire delivery because he pitches from way over on the third base side of the mound, steps right at the right-handed hitter, and then fires across his body. That's one of those deliveries that can make it very difficult on both sides, on hitters. The lefties don't see the ball all that well coming out, and the righties, it feels like he's throwing the ball right at you. So today, you got to really get a good look. I would say, too, also with the walk issues that he's had, you really want the first go-around through the lineup to extend that pitch count the best you can here in the early going in this game.
Cubs wearing the traditional road gray uniforms, gray tops, gray pants. Blue lettering on the front, red numerals on the back, blue batting helmets with a red C on the front. Pete Crow Armstrong, the Cubs leadoff man, wearing gray shoes here this afternoon. The Mets wearing traditional home white uniforms with blue pinstripes. Blue lettering and numerals outlined in orange. Blue caps with an interlocking orange NY on the front. The blue and orange taken from the old National League teams here in New York. The old Brooklyn Dodgers and the old New York Giants before they moved out west. Pete Crow Armstrong will lead things off for the Cubs. The Cubs leadoff man is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. If PCA gets a hit, Binny's Beverage Depot will donate $200 to service dog charities. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking. PCA digs in, left-handed batter against the right-hander McLean. The kick and pitch, and a swing and a miss at a fastball clocked at 97 miles per hour. Game one of this doubleheader is officially underway. 0-1 the count on Crow Armstrong, hitting at 287. The pitch. PCA swings and misses at another fastball in the hole, 0-2. Crow Armstrong launched his 17th home run last night, a 3-run shot. PCA now leads the Cubs in homers with those 17. He's been on a barrage, Coom, 5 homers in his last 6 games.
Yeah, he's been swinging the bat very well. It's, just the at-bats themselves have just been very good.
Called strike 3. Got him with a 2-seamer. And PCA is retired on 3 pitches, 1 away.
Well, the one thing about McLean, he's got good movement on his pitches. He can crossfire the fastball away from the righties. And then he's got a very good 2-seamer with great movement. That last one was not a sinker. It's a 2-seamer, but it starts out at Pete. And that one ended up in the middle of the plate right at the top of the zone.
Former Met Michael Conforto digs in. McLean deals and misses high with a fastball, 1-0.
Notice the lineup, lefties are doing much better against this guy than righties. And Craig Counsell's really tried to stack the lineup with left-handers the best he can.
The next pitch is a swing and a tap foul at the plate. Just got a piece of a fastball. Conforto spent his first 7 years here in New York with the Mets, was an all-star in 2017 when he batted .279 and whacked 27 home runs. Conforto hit 2 home runs in Game 4 of the 2015 World Series for the Mets. Here's the 1-1. That's a called strike. Breaking ball from McLean, 1-2.
McLean's got a couple different breaking balls. He's got a little cutter. Got a tighter breaking ball, and then more of a curveball that really goes across the zone.
As Conforto fouls this one out of play off to the left, 1-2.
And to me, that the more of a curveball break, that's the pitch that if he has command of it and he's throwing it for strikes, he can really be tough. But as a hitter, you almost have to just let that pitch be and try to hit the hard stuff until he shows he can throw that pitch for a strike.
Conforto loops one foul off to the right, 1-2 the count. Conforto hitting a .222 as a Cub with 4 home runs. McLean, the right-hander, sets above the belt. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with a fastball. 2 away.
Now he's showing that, his fastball is good, but it's also at the top of the zone. Cubs hitters are going to have to do a good job of getting that ball down into the zone. That last pitch, Conforto might have been just a little bit up. It's that 2-seamer. Same pitch he punched out Pete Crow Armstrong.
Michael Busch at the plate. Another left-hander. The pitch. That one misses. Sweeper from McLean.
His first inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
Another breaking ball that misses. It was near the top of the zone, but off the outside edge. 2-0 the count. Busch hitting at .244 with 8 home runs. The pitch. High and outside. 2-seamer that missed. 3-0 now with Busch at the plate. Now's a good time to mention that Michael is riding a 26-game on-base streak. Busch waits for the 3-0. McLean's ready. Here comes the delivery. Called strike, fastball, 96 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's just straight heater. That was a 4-seamer inside, right underneath Michael's hands. This is where I'd be geared up for another fastball.
Let's see if Bush is thinking like you. The pitch. A cutter that misses off the outside, ball 4, and Bush extends his on-base streak to 27 games.
Good at bat for Michael, not chasing that last pitch off the plate away. And it was a fastball. It was that two-seamer running off the plate. That was at their first base runner. Okay, Feel Like a Bosch predictions brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. Feel Like a Bosch. Now, your prediction yesterday was a good one. You know, you were predicting about Cabrera. Even though he did not finish the game, he still pitched well. Unfortunately, as you said, he got hurt. That pitch in for a strike to Suzuki. You feel like you're Boschish today?
It's a tough one against McLean.
Well, you're in your hometown. You got no choice.
I'll wait for the next pitch, and then I'll give you something. Here's the 0-1. That's a breaking ball that floats into the zone for a strike. 0-2 the count on Suzuki. I'm going to predict that the Cubs are able to get McLean out of the game early and then feast on the Mets bullpen. 0-2 the count. Suzuki waits with Bush at first, 2 away. Here's the pitch. Off the outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I would be happy if the Cubs offense today could get him out in 5 innings. If they could do that, that would be really good.
Saw you pointing to center field.
Is that your section out there? Is that the family? Is that the
that's not the family.
Okay.
I believe it's every fan of the Norway soccer team that's out there, right?
The Rowers, they said, right? Is that
Here's the 1-2, and that's called strike 3. One of those two-seamers that throws Suzuki right at the top of the zone, and Bush is stranded at first base. After a half inning, we're scoreless. Cubs and Mets, game 1 of a doubleheader. On the score, the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Every strikeout and home run is heard right here on 104.3 The Score and the Cubs Radio Network.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I on a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser sign?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Restrictions apply. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Man, with these Bosch lasers, I can knock out the job.
You tell him, champ.
Who are you?
I'm your inner Bosch.
My inner...
Bosch, baby. I'm that feeling you get when you got a job on the ropes.
Like a window install?
One you're about to knock out with Bosch lasers.
Oh.
More like KO, am I right?
Was that a punchline?
Sure was, Laser Man.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a...
Coom here. Baseball's been around a long time, since the 1800s, when pitchers threw underhand. You know what's been around even longer? Yuengling. Yuengling started brewing in 1829. People were drinking a cold Yuengling before baseball even existed. No box scores, no seventh inning stretches, just great beer that stood the test of time for 197 years. So next time you're at a ballpark, grab a Yuengling traditional lager, because just like baseball, legends stand the test of time. Yuengling is proud to be the official beer of the Cubs Radio Network.
DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
Hey, Cubs fans, make history with your business in the Village of Bedford Park. To learn more, contact Adam Colopy at ACOLLOPY at villageofbedfordpark.com.
The uniform descriptions we gave you earlier, sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field, a waltz of your home. The right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs. Javier Assad works his motion and starts off Carson Benj with a fastball for a strike. 0-1. We're in the last of the first, game 1 of a doubleheader here in Queens. Cubs and Mets are scoreless. Assad working quickly. Here's the kick and pitch, and he misses off the outside with a changeup. Count is 1-1. Assad, one of those fill-in starters who's done a really nice job taking over for the injured Jamison Tyone. The 1-1. And a line drive base hit down the right field line. This will roll all the way to the corner. Around first, racing for third is Benj, as Conforto quickly gets the ball back into the infield, but a leadoff double for Carson Benj and the Mets.
Now Benj gets this little change up, and it stays up and inside. It's not where Javi wants it. He wants it down and away. It's up and in the strike zone, and Benj hooks this ball down into the corner for a leadoff double.
So here comes another left-handed hitter, A.J. Ewing, the Mets center fielder, batting .260 in this his rookie season with a couple of home runs. Pedro Ramirez manning third. He's playing even with the bag. Wide of third. The pitch. Called strike, fastball from Assad. 0-1. Austin Jones, the home plate umpire tonight. John Bacon at first. Jordan Baker is the crew chief. The pitch, whacked foul off the netting behind home plate by Ewing. 0-2. And Junior Valentine is manning third. The announcement of the umpire, sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Bench at second, no one out here in the bottom of the first. The 0-2. Ewing swings, and it's a high fly ball deep right center field. Ranging over, Conforto makes a backhanded catch against the wall. Tagging and advancing to third is Benj, but an excellent play in right center by the former Met, Michael Conforto.
Conforto's got a lot of time playing out in this outfield here at Citi Field, and he makes a nice catch. He goes out and gets this ball. When it first leaves the bat, you're thinking this might be another extra base hit, but he does a good job of getting to it, making the catch, and then knowing that this wall is padded, kind of slams into the wall.
Bo Bichette at the plate, infield in for the Cubs. The pitch is a called strike. That two-seamer from Assad, 0-1. Bichette hitting at .251, 9 home runs, 44 RBIs. One down, bottom one, no score, but the Mets threatening with Benj at third. Here's the 0-1 to Bichette. Fouled off the protective netting right near the Mets dugout along the first base line. You had some bodies scurrying, including the manager, Carlos Mendoza. That was a shot.
I think it hit the crossbar that everybody's leaning on right in front of everybody. You're going to be like, can you pull the trigger a little earlier than that?
That's a wake-up call. Here's the 0-2. That just missed a fastball from Assad. So 1-2 the count on Bichette, right at the bottom of the zone. Full pitch. Infield remains in. Assad working on the third base side of the rubber. Here's the 1-2. Foul back. Assad went with a breaking ball. 1-2 the count on Bichette.
Assad got away with one there. That was a breaking ball away that Bichette should have been able to drive that ball to right center, but I think he got out a little bit with the body and the barrel kind of dipped on him and just, I see, he had bat launch. Yeah, he lost the barrel of the bat, lost the handle of the bat, and it flying against the backstop.
Yeah, he lost the bat. Now he's using some kind of spray. It's probably some sort of sticky substance, right?
Stick them, yep.
Yeah. So 1-2 the count. Bichette at the plate, one down, bottom one. Benj at third. Assad on the mound. He's ready. And now the 1-2. Fouled out of play off to the right by Bichette.
You can see in this at bat, Bichette really trying to use the other side of the field. He does not want to fall into the trap. He's trying not to, which Javi is trying to get him to hook that ball. And if you either punch out or hook it into the defense on the left side.
Bichette hitting .380 over his last 17 games. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Assad gets him with that sinker. 2 away.
Good high gas from Javi. This pitch is up in the zone. Starts out away and comes back to the outside corner. And Bichette just tardy on this good fastball by Assad.
Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by our Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. So 2 down, bottom one. The cleanup man, Jared Young, at the plate with Benj at third. Scoreless game. Here's the pitch. It's low. 1 ball, no strikes to Young, a former Cub first baseman. He's hitting at .231 with 4 home runs and 10 RBIs in limited play. Assad wearing red shoes this afternoon. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Four-seam fastball from the right-hander. Assad holding the glove to his left ear, having difficulty maybe hearing the pitch-com device from Miguel Amaya. And now Assad.
I don't know why. There's nobody here. The only people that are here are from Norway.
Yeah,
they're the ones in center field.
You can actually hear the fans from Norway out in center making the noise, that rolling motion.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-1. Young fouls it back out of play, 1 and 2.
So you got almost two complete sections in center field with the soccer fans from Norway here at the ballpark today. Kind of cool. They, as you watch, any of the World Cup, they're all, they got designated chants and cheers, and it's pretty fun to watch. These guys are into the game.
Check swing at a pitch low. He went around, says the third base umpire, Junior Valentine. Strike 3. Young is retired, and Assad works out of the jam as Benj is stranded at third. So the Norway fans must be helping Assad and the Cubs. After 1, scoreless, Cubs and Mets. Game 1 of a double dip on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering every Cubs game all season long. Rahimi, Harrison, Grody. Middays 10 to 2 on 104.3 The Score.
This summer, making memories in a Volvo SUV is easier than ever. Now, for a limited time, get savings on Volvo SUVs during the Summer Safely sales event, built with advanced safety features, so you can focus on the road ahead. Find your Volvo today. The Summer Safely sales event is on now. Visit volvocars.com/US to save.
Imagine having your skull detached from your spine to save you from paralysis. When Phil came to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, his spine was digging into his brainstem, but our team developed a plan to rebuild his spine.
Nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Northwestern Medicine is pioneering treatments for the toughest conditions. Incredibly, Phil was walking just days after surgery.
As Phil's nurse, I'm proud to be on a team that's changing lives.
Northwestern Medicine, better.
Chicago weather is relentless. The ice, the snow, the summer humidity. Your home's exterior can take a beating. What if your siding was made to stand strong through it all? Hardy Fiber Cement Siding is engineered for our climate. It resists cracking in the freezing cold and won't swell in the summer heat. You get the timeless beauty of wood with lasting protection and low maintenance. Your home deserves the #1 brand of siding in North America. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Learn more at jameshardy.com. That's jameshardy.com.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Ian Happ at the plate. First pitch from Nolan McLean is in there for a strike, a fastball to begin the top half of the second inning. Game 1 of a doubleheader here in Queens. Cubs and Mets are scoreless. Happ hitting at .228. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Happ in the hole 0-2. In the background, you can hear the Norway soccer fans cheering.
I think they're just cheering for your broadcast. They know you're back home.
Well, you're part of the broadcast, too. Here's the 0-2. That's low. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
But I only lived here for a year. This is hometown for you.
They don't live here. They live in Norway. The World Cup is being played at a number of different U.S. sites. Here's the 1-2. Happ swings and lines one in the power alley in right center field. This will bang off the base of the wall. Happ on his way to second base. Gets there standing up. Nice start to the second inning for Ian Happ and the Cubs.
Well, Ian gets that breaking ball, and it stays up and in the middle of the plate. I think what Glenn wanted was this ball to stay on the outside and be a backdoor hook, but it didn't stay outside, and Ian just missed a home run as he bangs it off the 380 mark.
Yeah, in front of those fans from Norway in right center field. So Happ immediately in scoring position after his 15th double of the year. And here comes Nico Horner. Corner infielders playing in for the Mets. Now time called as McLean goes to the back slope of the mound, plays with a rosin bag, and will step on the rubber. Doubles by Cubs batters, sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Reliable, comfortable, convenient. Southwest just makes sense. Righty-righty matchup. McLean to Horner. Here's the pitch. And a ground ball foul off to the right.
So this is the one thing, as you were saying, how you think they're playing defensively, and that's kind of a bunt defense. I just don't understand. I get the third baseman playing in, but the first baseman, there's no way that Nico is going to look to bunt here, especially as good as he is at shooting the ball the other way. Now they've gotten back to more of a conventional defense.
The 0-1. That's inside to Horner. A fastball at 96 miles per hour. Count is even at 1-1. The second inning is brought to you by Sea Glass Wines, delivering crisp, refreshing flavors that hit every time. Half at second, no one out here in the top of the second. The pitch. High and tight. 2-1 the count with Horner at the plate.
See if Nico gets good pitch to hit here. He's going to try to shoot this ball towards right center if possible.
The 2-1 delivery. Nico fouls it out of play off to the right. 2-2.
Got a little inside fastball, but he put an inside-out swing on that pitch, trying to shoot it the other way to advance, at least advance half to third with one out.
Nico trying to get it going offensively again. It's been well documented, his slump. The 2-2 up high. So Horner has worked a full count.
Fastball, McLean, it's a good one. He's, up in the higher 90s, 96. Sometimes he'll reach 97. Speed gun powered by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity. Imagine that.
The payoff pitch. Nico bounces one softly wide of first, fielded by Young. Underhand toss to McLean, covering the bag in time. The throw was a little high. McLean had to jump up and kind of skip to first, but he beats Horner to the bag. One away, advancing to third on the play. Happ.
Well, the at-bat works for the Cubs, and a very good at-bat for Nico, giving up the AB to advance half to third. Young, not a natural first baseman, and you could see it there. He fielded the ball fine, but the flip, just awkward, and he almost tossed it over the head of McLean.
Pedro Ramirez will dig in, switch hitter batting from the left side. Infield in for the Mets with Happ at third and one away. Here's the pitch. Ramirez takes a big cut and misses a sinker, 0-1. And I say sinker, but it's a two-seamer near the top of the zone off the outside edge. McLean's ready. Here's the 0-1. A swing and miss by Ramirez at a slow-moving breaking ball, 0-2. Ramirez hitting at .270 in 17 games as a Cub with one home run. Now the 0-2. Called strike three. Got him with that two-seamer. Ramirez retired, 2 away.
Well, that's pitch. When you get behind in the count as a hitter, that's his put-away pitch is either the breaking ball to the righties or that two-seamer to the lefties where he starts it out at your front shoulder because he's pitching at the top of the zone and then it runs back over the plate, and you got to be prepared for that pitch.
Miguel Amaya stands in, right-handed batter against the right-hander McLean, and the pitch is bounced softly off the glove of the pitcher McLean in front of the mound. He retrieves and throws to first in time to get Amaya out number 3. Happ stranded at third. Middle 2, Cubs and Mets are scoreless. On the Score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering every Cubs game all season long, Rahimi Harrison Grody, middays 10 to 2 on 104.3 The Score.
Sloan has been supporting Cubs fans at Wrigley Field for generations with trusted restroom solutions. Today, that commitment continues throughout the concourse with bottle fillers delivering clean drinking water all season long. Learn more at Sloan.com.
Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. It includes a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, plus 24/7 roadside assistance. That's peace of mind from Hyundai. And these days, that's priceless.
Right now, for a limited time, lease the Hyundai Elantra for $179 a month or get $2,000 total savings. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end July 6th. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Don't miss the Toast of the Game presented by Benny's Beverage Depot when we celebrate the game's greatest moments and players. Benny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Did you know you could earn up to $600 when you open a checking account at Old National Bank?
$600? You could do a lot with that. Like tickets to somewhere warm?
Now boarding for Miami.
Or tickets to your favorite band.
Or tickets to your favorite band in Miami.
Boom! Now you're talking.
Earn up to a $600 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Additional restrictions apply. Visit oldnational.com/checking. Offer valid through October 30th, 2026. Member FDIC.
When buying your next car, let Consumers Credit Union put you in the driver's seat with competitive rates and flexible terms. Join the people in your corner at myconsumers.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
On Friday, July 17th, the Cubs take on the Twins at 7:05 in the evening. Up to the first 5,000 early arriving fans in the Budweiser bleachers. 21 and older receive a Cubs 1940s, 50s replica jersey presented by Budweiser. Be sure to arrive early. Have you seen those jerseys yet?
I have.
What do they look like?
I like them. They're not too far off from what Cubs are wearing.
Javier Assad deals and starts off Francisco Alvarez with a cutter off the outside to begin the bottom half of the second inning. Scoreless game, Cubs and Mets, the opener of a doubleheader, day night. If you like it, I like it. Here comes the 1-0. Outside, 2-0 now on Alvarez. Because you're big into the replica.
I do like the replica jerseys. I like kind of the old school, like the hoodies and jackets and stuff like that. I do like some of the
throwback
stuff that they've had from years ago.
The 2-0 misses. Sinker. 3-0 the count is just off the outside. Close pitch. Alvarez has always hit the Mets well. And he's been hot lately, batting better than 300 over his last 16 games. The pitch is a called strike. Another two-seamer by Assad, 3-1. Alvarez had 2 hits, 3 runs batted in last night's game for New York, including a home run. The 3-1, Alvarez takes a big swing and a miss at an Assad two-seamer, 3-2 the count.
Pitch by Javi inside, kind of tied him up.
Righty-righty matchup as Assad sets belt high. Rocks back, high leg kick and pitch. And this one is fouled out of play off to the right by Alvarez.
Now, this is a unique ballpark in the sense that fans can sit right in front of us and you can actually communicate with them with the windows open. And we've got, I can guarantee you, the littlest Cub fan here today right in front of us.
Check swing at a sinker, and on appeal, no swing, says the first base umpire, John Bacon. So it's ball 4. Alvarez heads to first to start off the last of the second. Go ahead. I love this story.
So we got a little guy right in front of us, and I mean little. He's got a little Cub hat on. He's got the pinstripe bibs working, but he's got a Cub hat on, and he can't be, put it this way, he's not having a hot dog here at the ball yard today. I know that.
Brett Beatty at the plate and looks at a sinker that misses. 1-0 the count.
Might be able to gum on some of the pretzel or something, but that's about the best you're going to get. Oh, that's awesome.
We are definitely going to be entertained here during game 1 of this doubleheader. The 1-0 delivery. Beatty takes a pitch up high, a fastball that missed, 2-0.
Now he's got to get back down into the zone. He's missed. Trying to be a little too fine. He had one pitch in the last at-bat to Alvarez that missed his location, but could have been called a strike in the outside corner. They wanted it in, and he threw it away. Didn't get the call.
That time called.
Defensive alignment, sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Cubs playing straight away against Beatty. Pete Armstrong maybe one step the other way.
Assad fires a fastball for a strike. 2-1 the count now on Beatty. It's near the bottom of the zone on the outside edge.
81 degrees here at first pitch. Ball should carry pretty well here in the warm weather. And wind really not a factor in this ballpark, the way the park is set up. It's a very tall park in the stands as that one misses inside 3-1. And then a massive scoreboard in center kind of blocks the wind. So, yeah, I really don't think wind is much of a factor here at all here at Citi Field.
Alvarez at first, being held on by Bush. 3-1 the count on Beatty. The pitch. Called strike. Fastball from Assad, clocked at 94 miles per hour, right down the middle at the bottom of the zone.
Yeah, this pitch starts out inside and comes back to the inner part of the plate. And I'm surprised Beatty didn't swing at that pitch. That's a pitch that most lefties, that's in their zone.
The payoff pitch is low, ball 4, so back-to-back walks issued by Assad to begin the bottom of the second inning. And the Mets threatening again. Alvarez at second, Beatty at first. Right-handed batting Marcus Semien due up, but not before a visit to the mound by Cubs pitching coach Tommy Honnevy.
Well, I'm sure Tommy's going to go out there and talk to Javi just about being on the attack. You know, the one thing about Javi is he's got good movement on his pitches, but you've got to be in the zone. And I think right now you've got to trust your stuff and be on the attack in the strike zone.
Now the home plate umpire Austin Jones breaking up the mound meeting. Bottom of the second inning, Cubs and Mets are scoreless. It's the first of 2 games today between these two. Mets threatening, men at first and second with no one out. Marcus Semien due up. Semien is a lifetime .291 hitter against the Cubs, but he's only at .216 this season overall with 9 home runs. Assad working, third base side of the rubber. Here's the pitch. Off the outside, missed with a cutter to Semien, 1-0. Alvarez at second base, Beatty at first. Semien at the plate, Assad on the mound. Javier sets above the belt. Now time called. Assad walks down the back slope of the mound.
Yeah, Javi just needs to regroup here a little bit. He's been a little out of sorts here in this inning.
And here comes the 1-0. Low and outside.
Sort of cutter and then that 2-seamer, and he pulled both of them down and away.
Assad's ready. Here comes the 2-0 delivery. Tap foul at the plate by Semien. It was another 2-seamer by Assad, 2-1. Assad a week ago against Colorado at Wrigley Field picked up the win. Victory over the Rockies, 5 2/3, 2 runs on 5 hits, no walks, 1 strikeout. Before that, 6 scoreless innings in a start against San Francisco. The 2-1. High and tight to Semien. It's now 3-1.
Javi's walked 2 in the inning. There's nobody out, and he's in a 3-1 count on Semien, and he's got to make a good pitch here. Semien went 9 home runs. He's a .216 hitter, but boy, when you get behind in a count like this, it makes the hitter much better.
Semien taps it foul off to the left. Full count. Heard you say this before. There are times in the middle of an inning where Assad will put traffic on the bases because he might not have that control of the 2-seamer, but then finds it in the middle of an inning.
Well, he's got an out pitch, a get out of trouble pitch, and that's that sinker.
This is popped up on the infield right side. Assad being called off by Bush in foul territory, and he's unable to make the catch near the coach's box.
Yes, ball right in the sun as Michael's coming in to catch this ball. He didn't have to go that far to go get it, but as he's getting close to the area where the ball is going to come down, now it doesn't go up all that high, but Michael fighting the sun, he doesn't see it at all. He didn't get leather on it at all, and it lands literally right in front of him. He doesn't see it till the very last second, and he really didn't get the glove even close to it.
So Semien catches a break back in the box. Here comes the 3-2. Ground ball hit to third. Fielded by Ramirez to second for 1. A Horner, the turn to first. In time. Double play. 2 down. Advancing to third. Alvarez. And Assad uses that out pitch to perfection.
Nice play by Michael. He knew he was going to get the double play ball next. So, Ramirez gets this ball. His feet is to the back side of the bag. Nico does a very good job with the pivot of going back behind the bag, catching with his left foot on the bag, and then makes a good throw to complete the double play.
MJ Melendez, it's a pop fly to left along the line. Happ giving chase, and it is a foul ball. It was out of our view, may have hit the sidewall.
I think Ian got a glove on it. I think it hit the tip of his glove as he was getting really close to the wall. Yeah, and this ball just lands, and the ball is in foul territory. I think the sun is really difficult right now for the balls that are hit up high in the air.
So a foul ball, 0-1 the count on Melendez. And you could tell that Happ was having difficulty navigating the sun as he was trying to find that ball in the corner. He banged maybe off the tip of the glove along the side wall. So 0-1. Melendez at the plate, man at third, 2 away here in the bottom of the second inning. Cubs and Mets are scoreless. Assad is ready. The kick and pitch. Up high, check swing. Did Melendez go around? No, says Junior Valentine at third on appeal. 1-1. Assad 23-13 with a 3.48 ERA in 89 games with the Cubs. Debuted in 2022. Time called by Melendez.
Javi's one of those guys that he just, as he continues to pitch in the big leagues, he just silently puts up good numbers. And the reason why he doesn't get much play about how he's doing is because he's not a strikeout guy. And that's what the league wants now.
The 1-1. Awkward swing and miss by Melendez. 1-2, and a fastball from Assad.
But even his numbers this year, they're very good. Win-loss record good. ERA in the mid-threes, or high threes. He's done his job year in and year out, wherever he's put, on the staff, whether it's the rotation or the bullpen. He does his job.
The pitch. Just misses with a fastball. 2-2 the count on Melendez.
That was one of those I thought Alvarez might challenge, but he was right. It was in off the plate by probably a good width of the baseball.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Man at third, 2 away. The pitch. High and outside. So a full count with Melendez at the plate. Left-handed batter hitting at 184 this season with 4 home runs. Former Kansas City Royal. Gets out of a crouch. Open stance. Uses a toe tap. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Gets him with a fastball, and Assad works out of another jam as Alvarez is stranded at third. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. We head to the third. Cubs and Mets scoreless on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Every strikeout and home run is heard right here on 104.3 The Score and the Cubs Radio Network.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, 332 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago.
Choose Bradley University. Whether you're building robots, training on cutting-edge medical simulators, or diving into sports communication, Bradley prepares you. You'll cheer on D1 athletics, study abroad, and choose from over 200 student organizations. Plus, you'll benefit from competitive internships, community-focused research, and a top-tier education that provides a proven return on investments. Apply today at bradley.edu.
Since 1962, Fitzgerald Equipment has kept businesses moving with forklifts, rentals, and expert service featuring heli forklifts built to go the distance. Visit FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Trusted equipment powered by heli. Fitzgerald Equipment, material handling handled. Proud partner of Cubs Radio.
Southwest Airlines is the official airline of your Chicago Cubs. And you can bet your sweet Cubbies we fly to their away games. Hint, hint.
Hey, Ron Coomer here. Selling your house doesn't have to be complicated. My friend Jeff and his veteran-led team simplify the whole process. No repairs, no clean out, no months of waiting, just a fair offer, and you pick when you close.
Here's how it works. Give us a call and we'll visit your property and provide an offer and close on your schedule. Whether you're moving a parent or just going in a different direction, we make it simple.
Call them at 630-556-8892. That's 630-556-8892 or jeffbuysyourhouse.com.
Dansby Swanson's on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Swanson leads off the top of the third for the Cubs. Scoreless game against the Mets. Nolan McLean deals, and Swanson looks at a fastball for a strike. 0-1. There go the Norway soccer fans in the background again. You can hear them all the way out in center field. McLean deals. That's strike 2 to Swanson. Another fastball.
I don't know what they get going on out there, but
I think you have an idea.
Ooh, yeah. I know what they're doing now. I want to have their coffee this morning. Because they came their game on, boy. They're that's entertaining.
The 0-2. This is up high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Another fastball from McLean.
Okay, let me ask you a question. How long does a soccer game? I know nothing about soccer. How long does a soccer game go? 2 hours? 3 hours? 2.5?
No idea. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. As McLean gets Swanson with a breaking ball. 1 down here in the top of the third. Cubs and Mets are scoreless. I mean, it's 90 minutes, the actual time on the clock.
Okay.
And,
so,
Schrager, our engineer, says in real time, it's about 2 hours, right? So, they probably got a good night's sleep.
I wouldn't say that. Not in New York, they didn't. They might not have slept at all.
Crow Armstrong at the plate and looks at a fastball off the outside, 1-0 the count.
Not that I've ever tested the city that never sleeps or anything when I played here, but I don't think they slept.
All right,
that would be a guess.
McLean misses again with a breaking ball high and outside. 2-0 now on Crow Armstrong, who's caught looking to lead off the game.
I went to a lunch place the other day, and I asked as I was leaving, what time do they stay open till? And he go, 4. I'm
Here's
like,
2-0 PCA up high. 3-0.
So what do? Close just enough to mop the floors? I guess that's the deal, yeah.
Well, it is the city that never sleeps.
I agree, Yeah. Frank had it right.
Yeah.
I'm sure he tested it too a little bit, yeah.
The 3-0. Crow Armstrong takes ball 4. A fastball that missed from McLean. Right at the top of the zone. So, Cubs have a man on base with 1 away here in the top of the third as PCA extends his on-base streak now to 25 games. And here comes Michael Conforto.
Now, pitch count at 40 for McLean going through the first time through the lineup and Pete.
The pitch. Breaking ball off the outside, 1-0 on Conforto.
As the second inning, Happ led off that double, and then a couple quick at-bats in that inning to end the inning. You'd really like to see these guys just try one more time to go through and really extend that at-bat. See if you can get this pitch count up, because this guy's one of the elite guys in the league. See if you can get him out of the game in 5.
Conforto swings, ground ball hit to short, fielded by Bichette to second for 1 on the first, double play. 6-4-3, and that ends the top half of the third inning. Middle 3, no score. Cubs and Mets on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Molly and Hom, mornings 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score.
It's just around the corner. Do I need a seatbelt? Well, most crashes do happen close to home, and it just takes 2 seconds. Why risk it? Seatbelts save lives. Buckle up every trip, every time. It's not a game.
Right now is the perfect time to upgrade your AC before the summer heat wave begins. Four Seasons is having their spring savings event. You'll get 72 months of interest-free financing with up to $4,000 in rebates. And listen to this, Four Seasons will beat any competitor's offer by up to $1,000 guaranteed. For all your cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, you know who to call.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Rev up the rewards at the pump with Club Sicko. Find exclusive ways to win big, from sweepstakes to daily deals. Download the Club Sicko app. Savings good up to 30 gallons only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
When buying your next car, let Consumers Credit Union put you in the driver's seat with competitive rates and flexible terms. Join the people in your corner at myconsumers.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Bottom 3 in New York. Cubs and Mets are scoreless. It's partly cloudy and 82 degrees at the moment here in Queens. Time and temperature sponsored by Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be with no bet fees. Luis Torrens, Carson Benj, and A.J. Ewing due up here in the Mets half of the third against Javier Assad. Torrens in the box. Here comes the pitch by Assad. It's a called strike. That's sinker. 0-1.
Third inning brought to you by Consumers Credit Union. People in your corner who stand up for you wherever you go. That's Consumers Credit Union.
The 0-1. This one bounces all the way to the backstop. A sweeper that missed. 1-1 the count. We've got to play the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Assad rocks back. High leg kick and pitch. The 1-1 is a called strike. The two-seamer from Assad. 1-2 the count on Torrens. Didn't like the call. It was right at the bottom of the zone down the middle. Torrens turned around and looked at home plate umpire Austin Jones. 1-2. Assad ready to go. Works his motion and deals. The 1-2. Foul back off the screen. Did not anticipate the arrival of every Norway soccer fan in the United States being in center field. That might change the dynamic of the attendance game slightly. You can hear them in the background. Here comes the 1-2. Off the outside, off the glove of Amaya, and rolls all the way to the bricks behind the plate. 2-2 the count.
So I wonder if they have like a guy that coordinates the cheers. You know what I mean? Like, is there a guy that, you know, sometimes they row, then they did this clapping thing, but they all do it. Like,
called strike 3, sinker from Assad that freezes Torrens. He did not like the call, but will not challenge. Thought it was off the outside. 1 away.
Couple good two-seamers, one down and one off the outside corner that comes back, clips the corner, and, you know, that's the one thing. If you got a chance to challenge, that pitch was off the plate away, but Torrens did not challenge it.
Carson Benj fouls this one out of play off to the left. 0-1. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. So you think the Norway soccer fans have like a head cheerleader, if you will. The 0-1 foul back out of play.
I just don't know. I would think they, you know, somebody's got to call out what they're doing. Or one guy starts and then they all just jump in like immediately. I'm not quite sure. I know one thing, though. We wouldn't mind having them guys at Wrigley Field in the bleachers. I think they'd have fun there. Just call me crazy. I don't know.
They wouldn't be the only ones having fun if they're there. The pitch. This is off the outside. 1-2 the count on Benj as Assad went with a curveball.
I would say there's under 10,000 people in the stands here. And the Norway folks are enjoying it.
Yes. And we are too, and so can you through the speakers of your radio, thanks to our excellent engineer, Paul Schrager. Maybe we should send Schrager out there, find out how they do everything that they do out there.
We got a doubleheader today. Schrags might get lost in the shuffle out there. I don't know if we'd get him back.
Benj looks at a ball up high. The count is 3-2. And now they're rowing in a sideways motion, those Norway fans in center field. I don't understand what they're doing, but it's entertaining. Ground ball foul off to the right by Benj. Count remains 3-2.
I'm guessing by this point in the game, they don't exactly know what they're doing, but that's all right. Whatever they're doing it well. That's okay.
So I'll make my guess. I'm going to go 25,000 with the attendance here in game one of this double dip. The 3-2. Benj swings, and it's a high fly ball, shallow right. Coming in Conforto. He makes the catch. 2 away as Benj is retired.
I'm going to go with the theory that they're counting the paid attendance and not just people in the ballpark. So I'm going to say 27,500.
And as always, our engineer Paul Schrager able to participate. We'll get his guess momentarily. A.J. Ewing digs in, left-handed batter. The right-hander Assad works his motion and deals, and Ewing pops it up. Shallow left near the line, racing back Ramirez, being called off by Happ, who makes the catch on the sidetrack right near the tarpaulin. in left for out number 3 as the Mets go down in order in the third. We head to the fourth, scoreless game. Cubs and Mets on the score. The Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Nico Horner. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
This season, the Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Centers, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs, are making a real impact in your community. The Salvation Army ARC program provides no-cost residential recovery programs for men and women, offering housing, counseling, work therapy, and life skills training to help rebuild lives. Cubs fans can support the cause all season long by donating gently used clothing at Salvation Army thrift stores and special drop-off events. Every donation helps fund recovery and a fresh start for someone in need. Learn more at satruck.org.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Surround yourself in color with Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. Rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
Game one of a doubleheader here in New York. Cubs and Mets are scoreless. We begin the top of the fourth. Michael Busch stands in. Nolan McLean deals. Busch fouls it back off the screen. That almost nailed Seiya Suzuki, who is near the on-deck circle along the third base line. 0-1 the count. Get you a station identification here shortly. McLean didn't like the baseball. Throws it in the direction of the Mets dugout along the first base line. It gets a new ball from the home plate umpire, Austin Jones. We're ready for the resumption of play. Busch waits. Here's the 0-1. High and tight. Hear Michael scream as he thought that one was going to hit him. A cutter. 1-1. McLean, third base side of the rubber. Here's the pitch. Busch swings, pops it foul out of play off to the left. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Talk Cubs with us, Spiegel and Holmes, afternoons 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score, on Odyssey Sports Station, WSCR, WSCR-FM, and HD1 Chicago.
Alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman in for Pat. Game one, doubleheader, scoreless game. Cubs and Mets here in the top of the fourth. Michael Busch waits for the 1-2, and that one hits him.
That's that breaking ball. Did not swing, and this one gets him pretty good. Michael, usually a guy that just kind of goes down to first, whether it hurts or not. I think this one might have got him in the knee. I'm not 100% sure where. It got him in the leg, either knee high or lower, but this one got him good. We're going to take a look here. It's a slider. Oh, yeah, it gets him in the back knee. It's that big sweeping hook that he's got that he doesn't throw it for a strike too often, and this one keeps boring in on Michael and hits him right on the inside of his left knee, and that is going to hurt.
You could hear him scream as he was hit. Trainer Nick Frangella taking a look at Busch. Manager Craig Counsell is alongside, and Frangella will slowly walk Busch all the way to first base. And Counsell will join them.
Michael thinking about trying to run a little bit just to get some movement. Sometimes there he goes. Now he's going to try to run. He's still hobbling pretty good, but he'll stay in the game, I would think. That one hurt. That one, whenever you get hit in the knee, whether it catches your kneecap or the inside part of your knee, that one really bites.
Yeah, there's no protection there.
Nope.
So Busch is going to stay in the game. He's at first base. Seiya Suzuki will dig in. Seiya is the Cubs cleanup man this afternoon in the opener of this doubleheader. Cleanup hitters for the Cubs, sponsored by Chicagoland's appliance leader, Grand Appliance. Get your all-star Samsung kitchen today at grandappliance.com. Righty-righty matchup as McLean deals. And Seiya looks at a strike, a fastball clocked at 96 miles per hour. Out along the outside edge near the top of the zone, 0-1. McLean's ready. Here's the pitch. A bouncing ball hit on the left side, fielded by Beatty. The toss to second, and that's all they'll get. As the lead man Bush is erased from the bases on the force out, and Seiya reaches first on a fielder's choice.
Got two-seamer running in on Seiya, and it just jams him. Doesn't hit this ball all that hard, but right in the hole. Beatty, the third baseman, goes over, makes a nice play, and underhands the throw. That's how hard he was going towards second. Did not need to overhand throw. It kind of gives that underhand flip like a shortstop would to get the lead runner Bushy.
Ian Happ at the plate takes a ball inside. 1-0 the count. Happ's got the only hit so far today for the Cubs, a double off the base of the wall in right center, his first time up. Switch hitter batting from the left side against the righty McLean. Now the pitch. High. 2-0. Time to check the out-of-town scoreboard, sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app, save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Just one other game currently going on in the majors, the 2-0. Another miss by McLean. That one with the two-seamer, 3-0 the count. It was low. Marlins leading the Rangers 2-1. Middle of the seventh in Miami. Griffin Conine with an RBI double for the Marlins. The 3-0 to Happ. Did that hit him?
Yep, got him in the backside. I think that was another breaking ball. McLean's, he's upset with himself. He's hit Michael Bush with the breaking ball inside, and now that was a cutter inside, and it hits Ian Happ. I think literally it hit him in the backside, maybe the right hip area.
Now time called by the Mets. Justin Willard, pitching coach, jogs out to the mound to have a conversation with McLean, and catcher Luis Torrens joins in. Cubs threatening. They've got men at first and second now after Happ gets hit by the pitch. Nico Horner due up, just one away here in the top of the fourth of this scoreless game.
Fairly quick meeting. Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs. And let's see if Nico can get him a good pitch to hit. He had a quality at bat in his first at bat, getting the runner Ian, who led off the inning, shot one the other way to get him to third, but Cubs stranded him there. See if Nico can drive in a run. Suzuki at second with only one out.
Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Horner took a hefty cut. Ended up off balance. Falling over. On the home plate side, 0-1 the count. Fastball 97 miles per hour. As Kuhn mentioned, Suzuki at second, Haps at first, just one away. Top of the fourth, no score. Game one of a doubleheader between the Cubs and Mets. Horner waits, now the 0-1. And a bouncing ball hit on the right side, fielded behind the bag by Young. He jogs to the cushion in time for out number 2 as Horner is retired. The runners advance. So Suzuki now at third, Happ at second, but 2 away for Pedro Ramirez.
I think what we're seeing is Nico, starting to use the other side of the field. But the thing that he's going to have to do is he's got to lay off that ball inside. That's not a strike. He was really wanting the ball in for a while to try to do more, to pull the ball more and get it elevated. And then we saw that his batting average has dropped. So he's really trying to use the other side of the field. That pitch to Ramirez missed wide. But now the last step of that to really get him back on track is to lay off that inside fastball until he has to hit it. So if he's ahead in the count, he does not have to swing at that ball right on the corner inside.
Ramirez takes a big swing and a miss at a sinking fastball, 1-1 the count. Yeah, that is not noise in the background that you hear from the stadium operators. That's actually the Norway soccer fans. The pitch inside to Ramirez, 2-1.
Could you imagine being in a stadium and you got 40,000 of them doing that,
Man, that's got to be intimidating.
I might have to go to Norway. That's pretty good.
Here's the 2-1. Ramirez takes a strike, slow-moving breaking ball that spun into the zone, 2-2.
Now, I don't know a dang thing about soccer, but it can't be all bad if they're having that much fun.
I would agree with that 100%. It's a little different than Go Cubs Go.
Yeah, but they got their own thing. It's just good. No, they're into the game. I think the concessions are doing good around them too.
Yeah, no kidding. Here's the 2-2. Ramirez swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt. Terren scoops up the ball and flips to first. Strikeout 2-3. Cubs lead men at second and third to end the top of the fourth. Middle four, no score. Cubs and Mets on the score. The Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago. This is Craig Counsell. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, baseball fans, step up to the plate like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports is sports betting the way it should be, with no bet fees in Illinois. Circa Sports brings you player-friendly pricing, enhanced in-game options, exceptional customer service, and more. Whether you're betting with the home team or scouting the next big matchup, take your swing with the Circa Sports app. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Shop Grand Appliance for expert advice, fast delivery, professional installation, and of course, the lowest prices every day on top brands like Samsung. Visit grandappliance.com for full details.
Spiegel at Holmes, talk Cubs baseball on Chicago Sports every weekday from 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score and the Odyssey app. Bottom four here in New York. Cubs and Mets are scoreless. Javier Assad on the mound, Bo Bichette at the plate, and the first pitch off the outside for ball one. Our engineer, Paul Schrager, has decided to participate in the Vinny's Beverage Depot attendance game, and he's made his guess. Here's the 1-0. Bichette looks at a strike. Sinker from Assad, 1-1 the count. And near the bottom of the zone on the outer half, Schrager going with 24,999, trying to freeze me out. Here's the 1-1. Line drive, base hit to left. Matt quickly fields the ball and fires to second to hold Bichette to a single.
That's a good guess, Shriggs. Looks like I'm buying pizza between games.
I have a feeling we're going to be eating a lot of pizza between games of this double dip.
Check that little hanging breaking ball and hook the bullet in the left. Saad's made some really good pitches in this game. You know, New York with only 2 hits in the game.
Jared Young at the plate. He swings and pops this one foul. Third deck behind the plate. 0-1. Bush holding on Bichette at first. The pitch. Young swings, drives one in the air. Deep left center field. Happ looks up. This one may go. It's gone. The Mets strike first. Opposite field home run. 2-run shot by Jared Young. And it's 2-0 Mets over the Cubs here in the fourth.
Young hitting against his former club, the Cubs. And we talked about this earlier today. We really haven't seen it yet up until now. But Young has ball up and away, and this ball really carries. I was expecting it, maybe to be a bomb, but, to just make it over the wall, Oppo. And it goes all the way into the seats, which is a long way, another extra 20, 30 feet. to get there, and he hit that ball a long way to the opposite field.
A 405-foot blast the other way for Jared Young. 2-0 Mets. Francisco Alvarez at the plate. He drives one in the air. Deep left center field. Crow Armstrong looking up. And this one is way out of here. Back-to-back home runs for the Mets. First Jared Young with a 2-run shot. Now Francisco Alvarez with a solo job. And 3-0 Mets here in the fourth.
Hobby's left a couple pitches up and out over the plate. Alvarez hits this ball and hooks it just to the left field side of the hitting background. And kind of the same pitch up and away to Young, and he goes oppo with it. Alvarez with that straight upshoot swing. If you do click it on the barrel, it can go a long way, and that one did.
437 feet by Alvarez. Exit velocity 107 miles per hour. Brett Beatty now at the plate. And he looks at a two-seamer for strike from Assad, 0-1.
Yeah, the pitch to Alvarez, kind of an odd pitch. That was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball at the top of the zone, a little two-seamer.
Now Beatty drills one deep left. Hat back. Does he have a play? Yeah, he does. Right on the edge of the track for out number one. First Out is sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity. Imagine that.
I would think if Hobby threw his good fastball, he would have got that pitch past Alvarez, but that was not one of his better fastballs. It was probably 2 or 3 miles an hour slower than his best heaters of the day.
Marcus Semien swings and misses at a cutter, 0-1. Semien grounded into a double play his first time up. Assad delivers, and that one bounces all the way to the backstop off the outside, 1-1. 3-0 Mets here in the fourth with one down. A long set by Assad. He rocks back, high leg kick and pitch. And misses with a two-seamer. 2-1 the count. It's off the outside. The next pitch is a ground ball hit off the mound, backhanded on the outfield grass behind second by Horner. Throw a little high to first. Bush able to catch and jump on the bag in time before Semien crosses first for out number two. Weird play.
Now, very nice pickup by Nico out in the center field. And he gets rid of this ball quickly, and that's what saves the play. As he makes the catch of this ball and then throws it, gets rid of it right away, but high. Bushy goes up and lands on the bag coming down just before Semien can get the first. So very nice play by Nico and by Michael Bush. Very difficult play. Tough plays of the game, sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough. That one qualifies.
Yeah. MJ Melendez at the plate, and he looks at a couple of balls. So 2-0 the count. Melendez, a left-handed batter. You can just tell by Assad's body language as he walks the back slope of the mound. He's frustrated with himself today. Here's the 2-0. Melendez taps it foul behind the plate, 2-1.
I think he's actually thrown the ball pretty well up until this inning. He's made a couple mistakes in this inning and paid the price. He got a little erratic in the second inning, walked a couple guys, but then got the ground ball double play, which is kind of vintage Assad.
The 2-1. Melendez, a big swing and a miss at a fastball, 2-2.
What more of those? That up and in fastball right around the edge of the strike zone should get a punch out. Melendez, that straight upshoot swing. He's going to have a hard time hitting the ball at the top of the zone unless it's not a good fastball.
Let's see if Assad's thinking like you. Here comes the 2-2. Foul back out of play.
Same pitch.
Yep. Two balls and two strikes. Two away here in the bottom of the fourth. The Mets with a 3-0 lead over the Cubs. Assad works his motion and deals, and Melendez lines one to right for a base hit.
Yeah, threw Melendez a cutter inside, and that, down and in. And that really does him a favor. Yeah, as this ball's right in his swing path, and he hooks this ball the other way.
So Melendez at first, 2 away, last of the fourth. Mets 3, Cubs nothing. Game 1 of a doubleheader. Luis Torrens, the ex-Cub, will dig in. Caught looking his first time up. Right-handed batter. Number 9 hitter in the Mets order. Assad delivers, and Torrens looks at a ball. 1-0. Two-seamer inside near the top of the zone. Bush holding on Melendez at first. Throw to first. Melendez dives in safely. Torrens hitting at .221 with 1 home run. No Juan Soto in the lineup for the opener this doubleheader. He was removed from last night's game with a back injury. Throw to first. Melendez dodged back in safely. There is some talk that Soto may wind up on the injured list again with that bad back. Carlos Mendoza, the Mets manager, announcing that Francisco Lindor will play in the second game of this doubleheader, which begins tonight. First pitch at 6:10. Here's the 1-0. Torrens swings and pops it up. Shallow left. Swanson, the shortstop, under it and makes the catch for out number 3. The Mets do some damage in the fourth. Back-to-back home runs by Young and Alvarez, making it 3-0 New York as we head to the fifth. On the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
The Cubs play here on 104.3 The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Corn isn't just grown here, it works here. Illinois corn is a real heavy hitter, leading the nation in output and driving a $148 billion economic impact statewide. From jobs and products to opportunities in communities across Illinois, corn keeps our economy moving season after season. From first pitch to the final out, corn delivers for Illinois. Learn more about our homegrown economy made possible with corn at watchusgrow.org/corn.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Zabin with you. Top of the fifth, game 1 of a doubleheader in New York. Mets leading the Cubs 3-0. If you're wondering about Pat, he's fine. He'll rejoin us when the Cubs begin a 3-game set in Milwaukee on Friday night. Miguel Amaya stands in against right-hander Nolan McLean. So righty-righty matchup. And the pitch. Amaya looks at a ball low. 1-0 the count. Cubs have just one hit, a double by Ian Happ as Amaya looks at a strike. Two-seamer, 95 miles per hour from McLean, the right-hander, right at the bottom of the zone. The next pitch, Amaya swings, pops it foul out of play, off to the right. I wish there was a camera on you right now. We are on radio, so I'll describe it. I don't think you'll mind. There's a 4-month-old baby, right?
Yeah, he's hanging out, enjoying a ball game, kind of.
And a stroller in front of you, and you and the baby are communicating in your own special way. The 1-2, foul back off the screen by Amaya.
I communicate better to the 4-month-olds. See, look at him. He's locked in.
Yeah, riveted by you.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah. And we are too, by the way.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that 4-month-old, a captive audience.
Yeah.
Here comes the 1-2. Amaya swings and misses strike 3 as McLean gets him with a sinker, 1 away.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs. Pretty good breaking ball by McLean, and then he goes to 2-seamer. These guys get good stuff. There's no doubt about that.
So 7 strikeouts for McLean so far. Dansby Swanson digs in, swings, pops it foul out of play off to the right, 0-1. Swanson, one of those strikeout victims, his first time up. Dansby had a big game last night. 2 hits, 4 RBIs, including a home run. Over his last 7 games, Coom, he's hitting better than 300 with a couple of home runs and 7 runs batted in. So the arrow pointing up for Dansby. And the 0-1. Swing and a miss.
That's that cross-fired pitch. That ball is tough to hit for a righty. That one was the cutter, but he starts out stepping at you, and then, so it gets you. Unless you do a really good job keeping your front shoulder in, you kind of pull off that, and then he threw the cutter and it hit the outside corner.
The 0-2 delivery is a called strike 3, 2-seamer. That froze Swanson. He knew it, just turned around, started walking back to the Cubs dugout along the third base line.
Now one goes one direction and then the other one goes the other direction, so he's throwing a pitch to the same spot of the strike zone away. One cuts to that spot from the middle of the plate going away from Dansby. Then the next one starts out off the plate and comes back to the outside corner. Strike 2 and strike 3.
Pete Crow Armstrong fouls a 2-seamer back off the screen, 0-1. PCA is 0 for 1 with a walk today. Left-handed batter against the right-hander McLean. The third baseman Beatty playing in on the infield grass. The pitch is a breaking ball that floats into the zone for strike 2. For Armstrong, during his 25-game on-base streak, hitting better than 400 with 11 home runs and 20 RBIs. Now the 0-2. PCA lines one for a base hit to right. Big turn at first before Benj gets the ball back into the infield. But Pete Crow Armstrong now riding a 12-game hitting streak after that single to right.
Yeah, a little hanging change up here. This one, a few pitches. That's a good pitch to hit. This ball stays up and out over the plate to Pete, and he just goes out, does a very good job of letting that ball get to him. And then he hooks it in the right for a base hit.
Mets 3, Cubs nothing, 2 away, top of the 5th. And at first in PCA, Michael Conforto digs in. Left-handed batter against the right-hander McLean, who sets above the belt third base side of the rubber, takes a peek at first, now throws to first, and Crow Armstrong gets back standing up.
Conforto really, someone for the Cubs, and this would be ideal with a man on. Someone needs to put a big swing on a pitch from McLean and get him back in the ballgame. Back-to-back home runs in the 4th for the Mets.
The pitch. Conforto lines one down the left field line. Fair. This will roll all the way to the corner. Crow Armstrong being waved around third. He's coming home. The throw is cut off. RBI double. Michael Conforto, and the Cubs are on the board. It's 3-1 now here in the 5th.
Now that's one of those big swings we were talking about. Michael gets this 2-seamer up and out over the plate. He just goes with it. He doesn't try to do much with it other than just block it the other way, and he hits it just inside the line, going down the line, and it goes into the corner. Once it gets to the corner, Pete's going to score easily. The head first dives into home, but there was no play at the plate, and now the Cubs need a big swing from Michael Busch.
Left-handed batter against the right-hander McLean. The pitch high and outside for ball 1. Doubles by Cubs batters, sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Reliable, comfortable, convenient. Southwest just makes sense. Conforto at second, 2 away. Busch at the plate with a 1-0 count. Now the pitch. High drive hit deep to right. This may go. Tie ball game. Two-run home run, Michael Busch. Off the facade of the second deck in right. 3-3, Cubs and Mets here in the fifth. For Busch, that's his 9th home run of the year.
Now Bushy gets a pitch he can handle inner half. And he doesn't miss it. It's just a line drive bullet. And I still haven't seen what the pitch was, but it was inner half and it was mid-thigh. One of the best pitches a Cubs hitter has had to hit tonight. And Bushy just smokes this ball. Line drive bullet to tie the ball game.
Brand new game, 3-3. Seiya Suzuki at the plate and looks at a fastball off the outside, 1-0. Say Busch hit a cutter off the facade of the second deck in straight right. 398-foot drive, exit velocity 108 miles per hour as McLean misses off the outside again, 2-0.
What would it come back after back-to-back home runs against the Cubs, the bottom half of the inning, and the Cubs come back and put a 3 spot up here in the top half of the fifth.
Seiya looks at a sinker low, so it's 3-0 now. And the onus is going to be on the offense for a little bit here for the Cubs as Seiya takes a fastball for a strike, 3-1. I say that if you missed the news at the start of the broadcast, Cubs had to place 2 of their starting pitchers on the injured list prior to today's ball game. Edward Cabrera with the hamstring, Ben Brown with a neck strain. The 3-1, Seiya, big swing and a miss. It's a full count.
I mean, going into today's ball game, we saw Cabrera post game yesterday, and it wasn't good. You knew he's going to be out for a while, but the surprising one was Ben Brown.
And a hard hit ground ball smoked up the middle, but fielded by Simeon. The throw to first in time to get Suzuki. That is out number 3, but a very productive top of the fifth for the Cubs. They scored 3 times to tie up the ball game. 3-3, middle 5, Cubs and Mets on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Join us for some Cubs talk to start your day. Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
Well, what's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Hey, Chicago, Coom here. Stats don't lie. Want MVP numbers and light beer? That's Flight by Yuengling. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, crisp, refreshing. That's elite efficiency. Other beers, padding stats with extra carbs and no flavor. Care about your beer stats? The choice is obvious. Flight is dominating. Numbers don't lie, Chicago. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Chicago weather is tough. Your home siding should be tougher. Hardy Siding is engineered for our climate. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Learn more at jameshardy.com.
Bottom 5, Cubs and Mets tied at 3, game 1 of a doubleheader. Javier Assad starts off Carson Benj with a slow-moving breaking ball that floats into the zone for a strike, 0-1. Third baseman Ramirez playing wide of the bag and in. Everyone else back on the infield. The pitch to Benj is another called strike fastball, 94 miles per hour from Assad, 0-2. Right at the bottom of the zone on the inside edge. Mets struck first, scoring 3 times in the 4th. Cubs tied it up in the top half of this 5th inning, scoring 3 times. Here's the 0-2. Called strike 3. Assad freezes Benj with a 95-mile-per-hour heater right down the middle. 1 away.
As two-seamer starts out inside, stays right on the inside corner. Good pitch for strike 3. Benj knew it. He was expecting everything but fastball inside.
Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. A.J. Ewing digs in, left-handed batter. Now the pitch. Up high. 1 ball, no strikes. Ewing 0 for 2. Assad working quickly. The kick and pitch. Ewing swings, drives one in the air, deep left. Hat racing back near the track, has a play, makes the catch. About halfway on the track for out number 2.
Good play by Ian. This ball's well struck by Ewing, and it's right over his head, which is always a very difficult play for the outfielder when the ball goes straight over his head. So which way do you turn and which way is the ball going to slice? Ian played that ball perfectly as he caught it about 1 full step onto the track in left field.
So 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bo Bichette digs in. Right-handed batter. 3-3 game, Cubs and Mets. The day portion of a day-night doubleheader. And the pitch. Bichette lines one. Diving catch to his right on the outfield grass by Nico Horner behind second base. What a play.
I think that's a 1-4. I think he clips the glove of Assad, and then Nico catches it in the air.
Wow. Taking a look at the replay here. Yeah, that hit off the top of the glove of Assad. Good catch, Goom. And a better catch by Nico as the Mets go down in order in the bottom of the 5th. We head to inning number 6, 3-3 game. Cubs and Mets on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for every pitch of Cubs baseball on 104.3 The Score and the Cubs Radio Network.
Your heart. You'd never think of purposely stopping it. I'm Tara, and when my team at Northwestern Memorial Hospital found a malformation in my brain, my cardiologist and neurosurgeon said the only way to save me was to stop my heart, which they did. 12 times.
Nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Tara's team collaborated to temporarily stop blood flow, allowing a catheter to reach her brain and permanently obliterate the malformation. Northwestern Medicine. Better.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Cubs fans. Southwest Airlines here with more reasons why flying Southwest from Chicago just makes sense. We're famously friendly, nonstops out the wazoo, and so reliable. In fact, the Wall Street Journal ranked us number 1, first among U.S. airlines. I guess the answer to who's on first is Southwest Airlines, official airline of your Chicago Cubs. Based on WSJ's 2025 rankings, see southwest.com/WSJ.
Every team needs a closer. Injured? Dial Pound Law. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs. Morgan & Morgan, 332 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago.
Nolan McLean starts off Ian Happ with a ball off the outside. Slow-moving sweeper that missed from the top half of the 6th inning. Cubs 3, Mets 3. The next pitch is inside to Happ. 2-0 the count. Mets struck first, scoring 3 times in the 4th. Back-to-back home runs by Jared Young and Francisco Alvarez. And the Cubs tied it up in the 5th, scoring 3 runs of their own. Here's the pitch. Happ swings and misses. And this is a major league bat toss. It goes flying, bounces off the netting above the Mets dugout along the first base line, and drops into the Mets dugout. Their bat boy, Jason, starts to race out to give the bat back to Ian, but Ian doesn't want that bat back. He heads to the Cubs on deck circle along the third base line and picks up some new lumber as Jason, the Mets bat boy, decides, you know what, Ian, use this. And he gives him the bat that he tossed into the Mets dugout. So Happ has his bat back after that wild swing and a miss. The count is 2-1. A lot of action there for just one strike. Happ has reached base twice, doubled, and was hit by a pitch. Pitch inside. So it's now 3-1. Cubs are making Nolan McLean work here today. He's now thrown 83 pitches this afternoon. The next one is a called strike. Two-seamer to Happ. Full count. Pitch was right down the middle. Happ on the year hitting at .230. The payoff pitch. Happ fouls it back off the screen. So they'll do it again. Cubs tied it up on a 2-run home run by Michael Busch off the facade of the second deck in straight right. And the 3-2. Happ hits a high fly ball to right center field. It's playable for Ewing. Fights the sun, makes the catch off to his left side for out number one as Happ is retired.
And let's see what's on tap here in the 6th inning, sponsored by Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. Well, 4th inning, 2 balls in flight by the Mets, back-to-back homers in the 4th, but as you just said, Z, Conforto with an RBI double, and then Michael Busch with a line drive bullet off the side of the second deck to tie the ball game in the 5th. So it's been a few balls in flight, one main one for the Cubs to really get them back in the game.
Nico Horner looks at a sweeper up high, 1-0 the count. Nico's 0 for 2. He waits for the 1-0. McLean works on the third base side of the rubber. The pitch, swing and a miss, 1-1. Fastball 96 miles per hour from McLean, right at the top of the zone on the inner edge. Nico calls time, steps out of the box, adjusts his blue batting gloves, and now digs back in. Right-handed batter stands deep in the box, hits out of a crouch. McLean facing home plate. Now he turns sideways and works the 1-1. Cold strike, two-seamer, 1-2. Another fastball, top of the zone on the inner edge. McLean peers in, gets the sign from Terens. Here's the 1-2. And a line drive, smoke to right, racing back bench. It's over his head and bounces fair in the corner. Nico on his way to second base, gets there standing up with an opposite field double.
1-out double for Nico, and that's what we were talking on his last AB. That if you're going to get back on track and you're going to try to use the other side of the field, which he does as well as anybody in baseball, then your pitch selection has to go along with that if you can help it. Some at bats you can't. That one you can, is he got a pitch up and out over the plate. And vintage Nico Horner, he hammers this ball down into the right field corner.
Doubles by Cubs batters, sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Reliable, comfortable, convenient. Southwest just makes sense. So Horner at second base, one down here in the top of the 6th. Pedro Ramirez at the plate and looks at a ball up high. 1-0 the count.
Now this at bat, Ramirez has to be somewhat patient at the plate and get a strike. I really don't think he's maybe gotten one strike in his 2 at bats so far today.
Both strikeouts. McLean deals. Ramirez swings. Line drive caught at second by Simeon. 2 away.
Good job by Ramirez. All you can do is hit a line drive. And he did get him a strike this time. He got that two-seamer, and it was outer third and hit a bullet, but right at Simeon.
So 2 away. Horner at second base, representing the go-ahead run. 3-3 game, Cubs and Mets here in the top half of the 6th inning. Miguel Amaya stands in, 0 for 2. A ground out and a strikeout. McLean checks second and deals. High and tight to Amaya with a two-seamer, 1-0. Dansby Swanson on deck. Who's on deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Amaya waits for the 1-0 delivery. A long set by McLean. And now the pitch. Line drive down the right field line. Slicing foul out of play. 1-1.
some excited fans. There's not a lot of people here, and we kind of expected that for the day game with the split doubleheader. But there are some fans that weren't expecting to get a baseball that are getting a baseball today.
You could hear their excitement as Amaya looks at a ball up high from McLean, 2-1.
Once that girl down the line there was okay, knowing she wasn't getting hit with the ball, she was some kind of fired up when she picked it up next to her.
Corner at second base. Here comes the 2-1. Amaya bounces it foul off to the left. 2-2. Yeah, there's a lot of real estate in the stands. So if you have some speed, you can get some foul balls today. Cool. You're very popular in the visiting radio booth here at Citi Field.
New York. I played here. It's a good place to play. Not in this ballpark, but in the other one on the other side of town.
Amaya takes a fastball high and tight. It's a full count. You homered, right, in your first at-bat as a New York Yankee?
Very first at-bat at home as a Yankee. Yeah. From then on, it's been all good.
Yeah. The payoff pitch. Amaya lines one foul off to the left. Just foul. We'll do it again. 2 away here in the top of the 6th. Cubs trying to take the lead. Horner, the go-ahead run at second base. And a 3-2 count with Amaya at the plate.
As you know, if you do well for one of the New York teams, even if you didn't play here, I just played here 1 year, they don't forget.
No.
The New York fans, they know their players, that's for sure.
Amaya loops one. Oh, backhanded stop by the shortstop, Bichette. His throw to first, not in time. Amaya beats it out for a single, moving the third corner. Now the Cubs have men at the corners with 2 away, and Dansby Swanson due up.
A little breaking ball fools Amaya and kind of flicks the bat out with one hand, but hits it on the barrel and just hits a little soft looper in the hole. And for the Cubs, it works out great because Bichette has to go field this ball into the outfield grass. And by the time he gets kind of himself situated to throw to first, he can't get anything on the throw. Amaya, who I would say doesn't run all that well, still beats this play. And now the Cubs have a chance here to take the lead.
Swanson on the day is 0 for 2. It's a mound meeting as Justin Willard, the pitching coach, is talking to McLean. Catcher Luis Torrens is on the mound as well.
Now, if I were Dansby, this is a strategy meeting about, McLean knows his day's about done. He's close to 100 pitches, very close. He's at 99. I would say Dansby's going to get pitches away. If I were Dansby in this situation, I would really try hard to hit that huge hole on the right side and drive in this run.
Now Torrens calls time. He's in front of the plate, and he's talking to the pitcher, McLean.
Yeah, and I think, Amaya's not going to run from first, but no matter what, they're not going to throw this ball from behind home plate to any base. They're going to try to get Dansby out.
Swanson digs in. Righty-righty matchup. Men at the corners, 2 away. Here's the pitch. Off the outside. 1-0.
First pitch away. I would say if you're Dansby, give up the ball inside. You're going to see pitches away, and you're probably going to get 1 or 2 good pitches to hit in the outer half.
Let's see if Swanson is thinking like you. He waits for the 1-0 delivery. Here it comes. Dansby hits a high fly ball, deep left center field. Ranging back is Melendez. He leaps. It's gone! 3-run home run, Dansby Swanson. And the Cubs are on top, 6-3 over the Mets. Here in the 6th inning, Dansby delivers again.
Dansby gets a pitch away. I believe it's the cutter or breaking ball. Probably the cutter away, and he's on it on time, letting that ball get to him, and then he hammers this ball. As we said, this ball really carrying as this ball outer half, but he hits it right over the 370 mark. Big 3-run bomb for the Cubs, and might even be bigger for Dansby Swanson.
His 3rd home run in the last 8 games. Swanson beginning to feel it. 6-3 Cubs over the Mets. Now the batter, Pete Crow Armstrong, and he swings and misses at a sweeper. 0-1. A 400-foot drive by Swanson to left center field. Exit velocity 105 miles per hour for Swanson. His 10th home run of the year.
Covering the ball away has been the resurgence here in the short term of Dansby. Being able to let that ball carry and cover the ball away. And now he's hooking this ball to left center instead of pulling off it. Big swing in the bat.
Crow Armstrong swings and misses at a curveball in the hole, 0-2. Swanson hitting better than 300 now over his last 8 games. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Crow Armstrong is retired. But one big swing puts the Cubs ahead. Dansby Swanson, a 3-run shot, middle 6. It's the Cubs on top of the Mets, 6-3 on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Michael Bush. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
There are trucks, and then there's the 2026 GMC Sierra, with the capability to handle what life throws your way. That's the GMC Sierra, where power meets precision in a truck that leads where it matters most. GMC Sierra, it's the truck. We are professional grade. During GMC Truck Month, well-qualified buyers get 0% APR for 5 years on 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 models, plus no monthly payments for 130 days. See your local GMC dealer today. Monthly payment is $1,667 for every $1,000 you finance. Average example down payment is 9.56%. Must finance through GM Financial. Some customers will not qualify. Deferred monthly payments for 130 days. Excludes residents of PA. Down payment required at signing if applicable. Finance charges accrue from date of financing. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 6/30/26.
Hey, it's Pat Hughes here for North Shore Adult Diapers. In all seriousness, everyone knows someone worrying about control problems. And for many, the store brands don't get the job done. They leak. It's time to switch to North Shore, the MVP of adult diapers, so your loved ones can live with the freedom and dignity they deserve. North Shore will send out samples that stay dry 3 times longer than the store brands. That's North Shore Adult Diapers at northshore.com. And focus on life, not leaks.
Southwest Airlines is the official airline of your Chicago Cubs. And you can bet your sweet Cubbies we fly to their away games. Hint, hint.
6-3 Cubs as we get set for the last of the 6th here in New York. Game 1 of a doubleheader between the Cubs and Mets. Cubs have a new man on the mound. Left-hander Ryan Rollison takes over for the starter Javier Assad. Pitching changes by the Cubs, sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Jared Young was due up for the Mets to begin their half of the 6th inning, but with Rollison now in, Carlos Mendoza sends a pinch hitter to the plate. Mark Vientos, right-handed batter. Rollison, high leg kick and pitch. And Vientos with a check swing and a slider on appeal. No swing, says the first base umpire John Bacon, so 1-0 the count. Final line on Assad, 5 innings, 3 runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, 83 pitches. The 1-0. Another check swing by Vientos. On appeal, they say no swing, so 2-0 the count.
John Bacon said no. I'd like to see the replay on that. We're going to get it here in the booth. Yep, he swung. Close, though. I'll give him that. It was close.
So the count is 2-0. Rollison rocks back. Here's the pitch. Cold strike, fastball, 95 miles per hour.
A good pitch.
The previous pitch was called a strike. The batter is challenging.
Yeah.
And Vientos will challenge this.
Ball strike challenge, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine.
New York has 1 challenge remaining.
Yep, so they lose that challenge. It clipped the outside edge right at the top of the zone. So 2-1 the count on Vientos. Rollison peers in, acknowledges the sign from Amaya. And now the 2-1. Vientos swings and misses at a curve, 2-2.
Vientos looking for that heater again, kind of cheating on that heater, and he got the slider. That pitch bounced into the glove of Amaya.
Rollison 5-1, 25 games for the Cubs this season, a 1.88 ERA. The 2-2. Off the outside. So a full count with Vientos at the plate. Rollison wipes some sweat off the brow. And now time called by Vientos as he steps out of the box. This day in baseball history is brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. It's time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. Here's the 3-2. And that's low, ball 4. Vientos starts off the bottom half of the 6th inning with a walk. Cubs leading the Mets 6-3. And now Francisco Alvarez will dig in on this date, June 24th. 2021, 4 Cub pitchers combined to no-hit the L.A. Dodgers in a 4-0 victory at Dodger Stadium. So my question for you, Coom, do you remember those Cub pitchers? Rollison peers in. He gets the sign from Alvarez. And now the pitch is a called strike. He gets the sign from Amaya and throws a strike to Alvarez, 0-1.
Kimbrel, I think, finished the game. Is that correct?
Correct. Here's the pitch. Alvarez taps it foul off to the left, 0-2. These guys were not Cubs for a long time.
That's what was it a bullpen game, too?
No.
No, it was not. So they had a starter? Who was the starter?
Zach Davies.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Was the starter in that game. And then a couple of valuable bullpen men. Here's the 0-2. That's low. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Alvarez.
The thing I remember about that game is Kimbrel came in and got the final 3 outs, and he did not know it was a no-hitter.
Right. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count on the batter, Alvarez. So Zach Davies started that game, Coom. Then Ryan Tepera, right-handed reliever. And then the left-handed reliever, Andrew Chafin, followed by Craig Kimbrel. The 2-2. Alvarez looks at a ball low, so he's worked a full count.
And now you got to go after Alvarez. He's going to be sitting on a fastball. He's a catcher. He kind of got an idea what's coming. This same count to Vientos, he threw a slider down and in for a ball. I would think this has got to be a fastball. See if he can throw it past him up top.
Here comes the pitch. Alvarez swings and lines one into left center field for a base hit. Stopping at second base, Vientos. And now the Mets will bring the tying run to the plate. Brett Beatty due to hit. Let's see if he indeed does, or if the Mets decide to go with a pinch hitter.
That's one of those situations where, the 2-2 pitch isn't a strike, so you make an average or below average hitter, at least an average hitter. And then the thing about Alvarez is he knows, you got a good idea what's coming, and he covers that high fastball.
Brett Beatty will not hit Coom. Right-handed batting Eric Wagaman will pinch hit for Beatty. So Tommy Hotovy heads to the mound to have a conversation with Ryan Rollison. Cubs with a 6-3 lead over the Mets. It's game 1 of a doubleheader here in New York. We're in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And the Mets threatening, men at first and second with no one out. And Eric Wagaman now due up.
I'll see what we do here. Now, Cubs are not going to play for a bunt at all. Wagaman, a big, strong guy, so Cubs could really use a double play ball, a little two-hopper to shorter third.
Wagaman hitting at .214 with 1 home run. Rollison deals. Wagaman looks at a ball high and outside, a curve that missed. 1-0 the count. Vientos at second base, Alvarez at first. Rollison works on the third base side of the rubber. Here's the 1-0. Inside to Wagaman, 2 balls and no strikes. Rollison walks to the back slope of the mound, picks up the rosin bag, now steps on the rubber, peers in, gets the sign from Amaya, acknowledges, puts the ball in the glove, sets above the belt, looks at second. Here's the 2-0. Check swing by Wagaman at a ball, and the Cubs are going to challenge this.
Yeah, Amaya thought that pitch hit the bottom of the zone. Ball strike challenge sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Yeah, there we go.
The pitch was a strike. Chicago has 2 remaining.
Right at the bottom of the zone on the inner half. So the call overturned. 2-1 the count on Wagaman.
Oh, that's a big pitch for the Cubs. Instead of 3-0, it's 2-1. There's nobody out and 2 men on. Now you need a slider for a double play ball.
Let's see if it comes. Here's the pitch. A bouncing ball hit on the left side. Fielded by Ramirez to second for one. Horner to first. Double play. You called it, Coom. 2 down. And Vientos now at third.
That's the difference between a 2-1 count and a 3-0 count in the inning. You've got a walk and a single, and the pitch catching the zone and challenging it now allows Rollison to throw a slider or a cutter instead of the fastball, and he gets the hook ground ball right to Ramirez, and the Cubs turn a nice 5-4-3 double play. Big play in the game.
Marcus Semien at the plate, and he bounces one foul off to the left. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score of the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams, Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score, WSCR, WSCR-FM, and HD1 Chicago.
Ryan Rollison works his motion. The pitch, Semien. It's a high fly ball to right center field. Conforto under it, makes the catch, out number 3, and Rollison works into and out of a jam as the Mets leave a man at third base. We head to the 7th, 6-3 Cubs on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Craig Counsell. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs fans, your donation can spark a second chance. On July 1st, stop by Gallagher Way outside Wrigley Field. Donate gently used clothing to the Salvation Army, adult rehabilitation centers, and thrift stores, and receive a Cubs pin. 1 per person while supplies last. Details at satrucksocial.org.
Binny's goes to the dogs. Every time the Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Binny's Beverage Depot donates $200 to area service dog charities. Here's toasting to man's best friend. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Hey, Cubs fans, make history with your business in the Village of Bedford Park. To learn more, contact Adam Colopy at ACOLLOPY at villageofbedfordpark.com.
Top of the 7th inning here in New York. It's the Cubs on top of the Mets, 6-3. Dansby Swanson breaking a 3-3 tie in the 6th inning with a 3-run job to left center field. It's game 1 of a doubleheader. Mets have a new man on the mound. 28-year-old right-hander Jonathan Pintaro takes over for Nolan McLean. Michael Conforto at the plate, and he looks at a ball, a cutter from Pintaro. 1-0 the count.
Well, the positive about this game today is Javi. He pitches 5 innings and keeps the Cubs right in the game to a 3-3 tie, and then the Cubs, big swing of the bat in the 6th, give the Cubs the lead. So that's huge. You know, if you'd ask Counts today, how would you like to have 6 runs off McLean and we're going into the 7th inning?
That's a yes.
I think he'd be high-fiving. If he thought he could get that, he'd be like, that's a absolute yes.
Conforto takes a ball inside. So 2-1 the count. Left-handed batter against the right-hander Pintaro, who works on the third base side of the rubber. The next pitch is popped foul out of play off to the left by Conforto. 2-2. Pitching changes by Cubs opponents, sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com. Eric Wagaman and Mark Vientos both stay in the game. Wagaman is playing first, Vientos at third. Pintaro a long set. Takes a deep breath and deals. And Conforto fouls it back off the screen, 2-2.
And last inning, Michael Conforto really the guy that got everything kicked off. He had a one-out double, McLean, down the left field line. Just a pitch up and away and just kind of blocked it towards that left field corner. Excellent swing and really worked out for the Cubs.
The 2-2. Fordo takes the ball. Change up that missed. 3-2 the count. It's just off the outside, about knee high.
Bushy with a 2-run homer and Swanson with a 3-run homer. It's been the home run ball that's helped the Cubs last couple days.
The payoff pitch is a one-hopper fielded on the right side by Simeon. The toss to first in time to get Conforto. One away here in the top of the 7th with the Cubs up 6-3.
A little one-hopper right to the second baseman. Conforto hits this ball right on a button. But nothing to show for it.
So here's Michael Busch, as Koo mentioned. Smacked the game-tying home run in the 5th inning, a 2-run job. The pitch. Busch looks at a strike, a sinking fastball at 95 miles per hour from Pintaro. Busch now with 9 home runs. The pitch. Called strike. 0-2, another fastball from Pintaro. Busch walked in the 1st, was hit by a pitch in the 4th, and drilled that 2-run home run in the 5th. Left-handed batter against the right-hander Pintaro. Now the 0-2. Line drive to right center field, but right there making the catch is Benj for out number 2.
Line drive bullet off the bat of Michael. Ain't not much you can do. He hit it right on the button, right at the right fielder Benj. Watching Bushy kind of run across the field. He's still hobbled a little bit from getting drilled in the left knee with that slider earlier in the ball game.
Here's Seiya Suzuki. Powerful right-handed batter. The pitch. Seiya taps it foul at the plate. That one took a bite out of the catcher, Terens. He was shaking his hand. You heard the home plate umpire, Austin Jones, ask Terens if he's okay. And Jones, a classy move, taking out the brush, dusting off home plate.
That one got everywhere in the lower half except the equipment that he's wearing.
This game. Here's the 0-1. Off the outside, it bounces off the glove of Terens.
He's still trying to recover from the pitch before.
I can't believe you're laughing. You know better than anybody how hard it is to play that position.
He wanted to catch.
1-1 the count. Seiya waits. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Cutter from Pintaro.
Seiya a little tardy on that high cut fastball, that last pitch, top of the zone. I would imagine he's going to get something else hard again because he was late on the last one.
Seiya 0 for 3 today, but hitting better than 400 over his last 7 games. Here comes the 1-2. Breaking ball off the outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Norway soccer fans in center field have quieted down.
They're getting refreshments.
Or that. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Pintaro gets Suzuki with a sweeper. Cubs go down in order in the top half of the 7th inning. Time to stretch. Game 1 of a doubleheader in New York. Cubs 6, Mets 3 on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering every Cubs game all season long, Rahimi, Harris, and Grody, middays 10-2 on 104.3 The Score.
In baseball, it's all about keeping your eye on the ball. And at Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha, it's about keeping things simple. No inflated prices, no games, just a relaxed, honest car buying experience. Get 0% for 48 months on a new 2026 Subaru Outback, plus a $750 welcome to summer rebate. Visit ZieglerSubaruKenosha.com today. Take the short drive north and discover why there's a lot to love at Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. 2083 for $1,000 financed with $0 down to qualified buyers with approved credit on select models. Expires 6/30/26.
As the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs, Sloan has been a trusted presence at Wrigley Field
Field for generations, delivering reliable, sustainable restroom solutions for fans. Today, Sloan is expanding beyond the restroom and into the concourse with innovative bottle fillers, providing clean drinking water while helping reduce plastic waste throughout the friendly confines. From water efficiency to innovation, Sloan continues to support the Cubs and their fans all season long. Learn more at sloan.com and go Cubs go.
When you buy a car, you got a lot of options. You get 4 wheels, but how many doors do you want? Do you want a trunk or a front? A sunroof, moonroof, or a roof that comes all the way off? With Consumers Credit Union, your team can help you find your dream car and finance it with the kind of low fees and great rates that keep your options open. Consumers Credit Union. The people in your corner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Cubs fans, it's Pat Hughes. If your business needs lots of water, the Village of Bedford Park offers a safe and reliable Lake Michigan water supply. Visit villageofbedfordpark.com.
Spend your 4th of July week at Wrigley Field. Enjoy special promotions and festive ballpark activities, and stay after the July 4th game for a spectacular fireworks show. You heard right. For a full list of the week's events, visit Cubs.com/tickets. Bottom of the 7th inning here in New York. It's game 1 of a doubleheader. Cubs leading the Mets 6-3. Caleb Thielbar, the new man on the mound for the Cubs, left-handed pitcher against the left-handed hitting MJ Melendez. And his first pitch is low. 1-0 the count. Dansby Swanson, the go-ahead 3-run job in the 6th inning for Swanson, his 10th home run of the year. Thielbar peers in, acknowledges the sign from Amaya. Now he works his motion and deals as Melendez fouls this back just to the left of us. Whom didn't even move. No fear up here in the booth. 1-1 the count.
One of them good hands New Yorkers made a play.
Cubs have a new right fielder. Justin Dean takes over from Michael Conforto. High fly ball down the left field line, and this one slices foul out of play. 1-2 the count on Melendez. I'm still laughing over Justin Dean's postgame interview after that victory over Toronto last week when he had his first major league hit, the bases clearing triple. He was talking with our Bruce Levine right after the game, live on the radio. The 1-2. Call, strike 3. Breaking ball that floated into the zone. Melendez does not like the call, but he won't challenge. 1 away. The first out, sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that. And Bruce asked Justin Dean what it was like, what it felt like to get his first hit in a Cubs uniform after beginning his big league career with the Dodgers. And Justin Dean started smiling. He was so happy. Luis Torrens at the plate. And he looks at a strike from Thielbar, one of those slow-moving breaking balls, 0-1. And Dean goes, man, the Cubs are one of the OG teams in the league. Here's the 0-1. Called strike. Another breaking ball from Thielbar, 0-2 the count on Torrens. He's nonstop energy, Justin Dean. Thielbar's ready. Sets above the belt. Works his motion and deals. Tap foul off to the left by Torrens. Pitching changes by the Cubs are sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Javier Assad started, went the first 5 innings, 3 runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. The pitch. Torrens pops it foul out of play off to the right. 0-2.
7th inning, sponsored by Volvo XC90. Room for everyone. Ready for wherever the road takes you.
Lefty-righty matchup with Thielbar on the hill and Torrens at the plate. The pitch.
Yep.
Dirt check swing. Did he go? Yeah, he did. Says John Bacon at first on appeal. Strike 3, 2 away.
Couple high breaking balls from Thielbar, and that one in the dirt. Gets the check swing, but a swing from Torrens. Good pitch to get the punch out. Second one of the inning. Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Carson Benj digs in. Left-handed batter. Thielbar deals. Bench swings and misses at a sweeper, 0-1. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by our Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Bench 1 for 3 with a double. The pitch misses up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Shota Imanaga will be the starter for the Cubs in the nightcap of this doubleheader. And the 1-1 by Thielbar. High and tight with a fastball. 2-1 now on Bench. And if you were listening to the pregame show, I had a chance to talk with Matthew Boyd. He's going to be the starter. He'll return from the injured list tomorrow night for the finale of this 4-game set between the Cubs and Mets. Here's the 2-1. Called strike, slider that spins into the zone. 2-2 on Bench.
Matthew excited to getting back. We were talking the other day, and it's just tough to watch. You know what I mean? When you want to be out there competing.
Pitch in the dirt, 3-2.
And he's had a couple, stints going down to the minor leagues to try to get himself right and rehab. He starts, and now he's finally getting back here to Chicago to pitch. So hopefully he can be healthy and do what we've seen him do a bunch here in a Cubs uniform.
Bench lines one into right for a base hit past a diving Horner. Second hit of the ball game for Bench. It comes with 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. With the Cubs leading the Mets 6-3. Now A.J. Ewing stepped to the plate.
Ben's pretty good young-looking player. They talk about, we have not seen it yet, but he's got a big arm in right field. Very good defender. Got good speed, obviously hitting in a leadoff spot, but he can swing the bat.
So here comes Ewing, left-handed batter. Another rookie for the Mets. Thielbar delivers. Called strike. Just a slow-moving breaking ball that floats into the zone. Right along the outside edge. 0-1. The next pitch. Another called strike. Breaking ball by Thielbar. Along the outside edge. This one a little bit lower, about knee-high. Thielbar looks at first and deals. Up high to Ewing. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ewing, 21 years old. 4th-round pick in 2023 by the Mets. A compensatory pick after the Mets lost Jacob deGrom when he signed with the Rangers. Pitch. And a high fly ball hit to shallow center. Drifting back is Swanson, and the shortstop makes the catch in shallow left center field for out number 3. Ben stranded at first base. We head to the 8th. Cubs up 6-3 over the Mets. On the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Carson Kelly. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
From the ballpark to the beach, Sea Glass wines are here to help you unwind. Sustainably crafted and refreshingly delicious, Sea Glass brings you the bright, crisp taste of California's Central Coast. No matter where the game takes you, whether you're meeting up before the game or kicking back after a well-earned win, Sea Glass is the perfect companion. So relax, refresh, and find your coastal state of mind with Sea Glass, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Who's on first? Southwest Airlines, ranked first among U.S. airlines by the Wall Street Journal. Based on WSJ's 2025 rankings, see southwest.com/WSJ.
A reminder that all reviews in this game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Ian Happ leads off the top of the 8th for the Cubs. They've got a 6-3 lead over the Mets. Jonathan Pintaro deals. Happ looks at a ball high and outside. 1-0 the count.
And this 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids, 877 Cars for Kids. It's Cars with K to donate your car today.
Pintaro, the right-hander, works his motion and deals. And Happ takes ball 2 up high, a cutter that missed. The Mets took a 3-0 lead, scoring 3 times in the 4th. Cubs tied it up with 3 runs of their own in the top of the 5th. As Pintaro delivers, Happ looks at ball 3 off the outside. And then in the 6th inning, Dansby Swanson with the 3-run home run to put the Cubs ahead, and that's where we stand. 6-3 here in the top of the 8th with no one out. Happ waits. The 3-0 delivery. Bad miss, high and outside. 4-pitch walk for Ian Happ to start the 8th.
Like, certainly not what the Mets were hoping for here. Start this inning. That last pitch breaking away out of the zone away.
A lot of fans waving hello at Coombe. Doesn't matter what jersey they wear. They just know you.
Yeah,
You're
I think this is that's the dance groups that are on the dugout.
Nico Horner looks at the ball
City
up high.
Field.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They're more athletic than us. There's no question about it.
Yeah, they're also a lot younger.
Yeah. Horner waits for the 1-0 delivery from Pintaro with a man at first and no one out here in the 8th. The pitch. Misses. Sinking fastball. 2-0 the count. It's off the inside near the bottom of the zone. Horner doubled to right his last time up and was along for the ride on the 3-run shot by Swanson. The 2-0 delivery. Up high. 3-0 now
Good take.
on Nico.
Yeah, good take by Nico on that pitch inside. Even if it was a strike, it's still a good take. If you're trying to shoot the ball the other way and get back on track, doing what you do best, you got to take those pitches inside.
A long set and the pitch. Called strike, a cutter to Horner, 3-1.
Nico with 1 hit in a game, a double down the right field corner, and he scored a run.
Pintaro is ready. The 3-1 delivery. Off the outside, ball 4. So back-to-back walks by the Cubs to begin the top half of the 8th inning. And it'll bring up Pedro Ramirez.
Nobody warming up in the Mets bullpen as of right now. I think with all the baseball that's going to be played here in the next few days for both of these clubs, I think both managers are a little, trying to conserve the arms of the pen. So down by 3, Pintaro, he's in the game.
Walks of Cubs batters sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Reminder, a walk is free, a DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over. Terens, the catcher, went out to the mound to talk to Pintaro. Cubs threatening. They've got a 6-3 lead over the Mets. No one out here in the top of the 8th. Pedro Ramirez at the plate. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Haps at second base, Horner at first. Corner infielders are in. Vientos at third. And Wagaman at first. Pintaro sets chest high. Corner infielders are crashing. The pitch. Ramirez shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a ball. 1-0.
Now with the Cubs looking to bunt here just to add a run or two to this 3-run lead. If Ramirez bunts, he wants to bunt this ball at the third baseman. If he can bunt the ball at the third baseman, you got to make him feel it. That's Vientos at third.
The pitch. Ramirez shows bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike, a cutter. 1-1. Happ at second, Horner at first. No one out, top of the 8th. Cubs 6, Mets 3. 1-1 the count on Ramirez. A long set. Pintaro deals. Ramirez bunts it to the third baseman, Vientos, who fields on the run. Throw to first with Simeon covering the bag. In time for the out. The sacrifice bunt successful. As Happ moves to third, Horner now at second, 1 away.
Perfect job by Ramirez getting the sac bunt down, doing it. I mean, that's textbook. You want to bunt this ball and make the third baseman come in to field it. That way there's no chance of getting the force out at third base. So excellent job by Ramirez.
Miguel Amaya at the plate. And there was a pirate on the board instead of Amaya's picture. The pitch is taken for a strike. Mets with the infield in. When I say a pirate, I'm not talking about like a pirate on the Caribbean. I'm talking about a Pittsburgh pirate.
Infield in now. Miguel's got to get a pitch out over the plate and drive this ball to the middle of the field.
With men at second and third and one away. Pintaro delivers. Amaya swings and fouls it out of play off to the right. Count is 0-2. And now there's just a giant picture of Miguel Amaya on the board. Just a giant picture. You don't know the score of the game. You don't know the count, how many outs. You just know that Miguel Amaya looks like Miguel Amaya on the board. Here's the pitch. Amaya taps it foul off to the left. I would be startled if there was a picture of me that big. This is one of the biggest video boards that there is in sports, not just in Major League Baseball. That is a monster-sized picture of Miguel Amaya. The next pitch in the dirt, blocked by Terens. Runners stay where they are. Happ at third. Horner at second base.
Pretty nice block by Terens, and it slider down and away.
I wonder if Miguel is admiring the picture on the board.
Bet he doesn't even know what's up there. He's trying to knock in a run right now.
You can't miss it, though. He's smiling in the picture. All right, Pintaro's ready. Here's the pitch. Oh, it hits Amaya. You could hear him scream. Is he okay?
Yeah, I think it got him in that pad in his arm, that tricep pad. So they cover their elbow as this pitch goes up and in, and it does. It catches him right in the elbow.
Yep.
But it's covered, so.
Yeah, it was a direct shot to that elbow guard. He's okay. Amaya at first. Now the Cubs have the bases loaded, Coom, with just one away, and Dansby Swanson, who's been red hot, will dig in.
Well, now same thing that Amaya had. What Dansby's going to want to do is not hook a ground ball. You really want to try to drive this ball to the middle, to the gaps, whether it be left center or right center.
Just one away, infield in. The pitch to Swanson. Swing and a miss at a cutter. 0-1.
Yeah, Dansby chased that pitch. That was up and in.
Happ at third base. Horner at second. Amaya at first. Infield in for the Mets. Swanson homered last night. Homered again today. 0-1 the count. And the pitch. Off the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pintaro, a deliberate worker on the mound for the Mets. Right-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. The 1-1. Swanson swings, drills one deep in the air to left. This is going to go! Grand slam! Dansby Swanson, his second home run of the ball game, and the Cubs have blown it open. 10-3 now the lead over the Mets here in the 8th.
The Cubs dugout exploding, knowing how Dansby has had his struggles this season and things coming alive here for the Cubs. He did say his work was getting a lot better. I would say so. Here all of a sudden, this work that he's been doing in the cage is paying off. This is another breaking ball. And once again, he lets this ball get to him and then just hammers this ball as he covers this breaking pitch. Oh, it might have been a fastball, actually, now that I see it again. But this ball is crushed to the upper deck in left.
What a shot by Dansby Swanson. A 418-foot drive for the grand slam as Pete Crow Armstrong takes a ball way outside. 1-0 the count. A 10-3 lead for the Cubs over the Mets here in the 8th. The pitch is a called strike fastball, and Pete's going to challenge this.
The previous pitch was called a strike. The batter is challenging.
It's on the inside edge, and it clipped the zone right along the
Call is confirmed. Chicago
inside
has one
edge
challenge
at
remaining.
the bottom of the zone. So the Cubs lose a challenge. Dansby Swanson with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs over the first 2 games of this series. The pitch. Crow Armstrong fouls it off to the right. 1-2.
Think he's feeling better right about now?
Man, oh man. No one has taken advantage of those back-to-back unscheduled days off with the postponements than Dansby Swanson.
No, I think more than anything, it's his work that he's been doing here lately in the cage. He's getting some work, and it's what he's working on here as of late is actually getting him on playing with the baseball. Yeah, now he's not coming off the ball, and he's covering that pitch outer third, and boy, is he.
That last pitch outside to PCA. 2-2 the count. Pintaro is ready. Here's the pitch. And an awkward swing and a miss. And a sinker low. Strike 3 as Crow Armstrong is retired. 2 away here in the top of the 8th. All Cubs a 10-3 lead over the Mets in game 1 of this doubleheader. So now Justin Dean will step to the plate and hit for the first time today. Dean came in as a defensive replacement for Michael Conforto. Dean, a right-handed batter against the right-hander Pintaro. The pitch. Dean swings and pops it up right side, foul territory, giving Chase Wagaman the first baseman, but this one's in the stands behind the Mets first base dugout. 0-1.
Well, I tell you, this is one of those ball games where going into the game, the way McLean's been throwing, you knew you were going to have a tough day, and now the Cubs have blown this game wide open. What a great start to the day.
Dean with a line drive, base hit to left. He stops at first. That's his second big league hit. The first one was that 3-run triple against the Blue Jays last week.
Good for him. He's getting in there and comes out swinging, and that'll probably be the end of the day here for Pintaro.
Michael Busch due up. Time called. Pitching coach Justin Willard heads out to the mound to talk to Pintaro.
See, the reason why is this, game yesterday, 2 today, game tomorrow. So you got a big deficit if you're the Mets, and you just don't want to burn another pitcher.
So Pintaro stays in. Dean at first. Michael Busch at the plate. Busch with a 2-run shot earlier in the ball game. 10-3 Cubs. The pitch. Busch looks at a fastball for a strike, 0-1. Dean is always a threat to go, but you're not running here up 10-3.
No, they're not even holding him on at first base, so he's going to stay there. This will be station to station for the Cubs.
Righty-lefty matchup with Busch at the plate and Pintaro on the mound. Here's the 0-1. Busch taps it foul at the plate. Might have gotten a piece of his foot as he hops up and down.
Busch's legs have taken a beating today. Got drilled by a pitch inside on the left knee earlier. Now fouls it off his right foot.
Yeah, he was doing a couple of knee bends there. The home run and the score probably making him feel just a tick better.
Yeah. Nick Frangella, he'll get you an extra ice bag. Don't worry. Cubs head trainer.
Busch swings and misses at a fastball. Strike 3. And that ends the top half of the 8th inning. The 1 1/8 for the Cubs. Dansby Swanson with his second home run of the ball game. A grand slam. 10-3 Cubs as we head to the bottom of the 8th in Queens. On the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans. It's Pete Crow Armstrong. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Leaks, clogs, or burst pipes. Chicagoland depends on Plumbers 911, providing professional, licensed, local 130 plumbers who get the job done right the first time. For 24/7 emergency plumbing service, call 833-PLUM-911.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi? For what?
Better not to know.
Get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in your price for 5 years and see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. It includes a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, plus 24/7 roadside assistance. That's peace of mind from Hyundai. And these days, that's priceless.
Right now, for a limited time, lease the Hyundai Elantra for $179 a month or get $2,000 total savings. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end July 6th. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
The PGA Tour is coming to Chicago. Join us for the President's Cup at Medina Country Club, September 22nd through the 27th. Be there to watch the best international and United States players go head-to-head in match play competition. Tickets are on sale now at presidentscup.com.
Shop Grand Appliance for expert advice, fast delivery, professional installation, and of course, the lowest prices every day on top brands like Samsung. Visit grandappliance.com for full details.
All Cubs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Game one of a doubleheader in New York. 10-3 the lead over the Mets. Dansby Swanson with some history today. A grand slam and a 3-run shot. New man on the mound for the Cubs, right-hander Tyler Ferguson. He starts off Bo Bichette with a fastball up high, 1-0 the count. Ferguson, the 27th man for the Cubs here in this doubleheader. Works on the first base side of the rubber. Here's the kick and pitch. And a swing and a miss by Bichette. 1-1 the count.
Ferguson, a guy with a good arm. That last fastball, 95 miles an hour. So he can rush it up there pretty good.
Ferguson's ready. Here comes the 1-1 delivery. And Bichette looks at strike two. Swanson is the second Cubs shortstop in franchise history with at least 2 home runs and 7 runs batted in a single game. The other?
Got to be Ernie Banks, right?
And a high fly ball it to shallow center. Crow Armstrong under it, makes the catch, 1 away. And
Mr. Cub?
Was Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks, 1955 against Pittsburgh. Dansby Swanson with a whale of a game and a whale of a series. He's got 3 home runs, 11 runs batted in over the first 2 games of this series.
Think he's going to want to play game 2?
Right away.
Let's just keep playing.
Mark Vientos digs in, right-handed batter. Ferguson deals, and Vientos pops it foul out of play off to the right. Time to see how he did with our guesses in the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. As Ferguson works his motion, and Vientos taps it foul at the plate in the hole 0-2. The actual attendance here for Game 1, according to the Mets, 31,951 at Citi Field. Which means the Coom Dog, Ron Coomer, is the winner today in Game 1 in the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Here's the 0-2. That one missed. Breaking ball from Ferguson, 1-2 the count. And a reminder to stay tuned for the Toast of the Game presented by Binny's Beverage Depot coming up in the 9th inning with Coom. I have a feeling I know who's going to win.
Yeah, I like our chances to get this one right.
Vientos swings and misses, strike 3. As Ferguson gets him with a heater, 2 away.
Could be back-to-back. I think he was the guy last night, too.
Yeah, Swanson had 2 hits, 4 runs batted in, including a 2-run shot in last night's ball game. He's done much better today with 2 home runs, including a grand slam, 7 runs batted in. And he joins Ernie Banks in Cubs history, so that's pretty special.
Anytime your name is associated with Ernie Banks with stats with the Cubs, it's a good thing.
Francisco Alvarez at the plate. The pitch. It's taken for a strike. Slow-moving sweeper from Ferguson that floated into the zone, 0-1. Stay tuned for the Old National Bank Cubs radio postgame show, the official bank of the Cubs radio network. The pitch. Breaking ball low, 1-1 the count. Judson Richards will have all the highlights from Game 1 of this doubleheader. And then the pregame show prior to game number 2 comes your way at 5:35. The 1-1. Called strike. Another breaking ball from Ferguson. 1-2 on Alvarez.
Alvarez bailing out on that last slider. He didn't want no part of it, and they caught the outside corner.
Ferguson peers in. He gets the sign from Amaya. Acknowledges, puts the ball in the glove, sets chest high, works his motion and deals. And this one's foul back. 1-2.
Alvarez is going to have to check for his thumb. Might be sitting right down there in front of Amaya. He swung at that pitch, boring in on him. That one almost hit him right in the hands. I don't even think the ball got pine tar on it. It was in so far.
See, you can laugh. I never hit.
Yeah, it's all right. That one was funny.
The 1-2. Up high to Alvarez, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Time to check the out-of-town scoreboard, sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app. Save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Final on the board, Marlins double up the Rangers 4-2. Otto Lopez, 2-run shot as Alvarez swings and misses. Strike 3 as Ferguson gets him with a slow-moving breaking ball. Mets go down in order in the 8th. We head to the 9th. Cubs up big, 10-3 over the Mets. On the score, the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Great Cubs guests all season long. Rahimi Harris and Grody, middays 10-2 on 104.3 The Score.
Heart surgery is no one's dream of retirement. I'm Beverly, and that's what I was facing when my cardiology team at Northwestern Medicine identified a diseased valve in my heart. But thanks to Dr. Gang and Dr. Ahmad's expertise, I didn't have to have open heart surgery.
With access to the top heart and vascular program in Illinois by U.S. News and World Report, Beverly's team at Central DuPage Hospital replaced her diseased aortic valve using a tiny catheter, and she was back on her feet in just a few days. Northwestern Medicine. Better.
Remember enjoying those iconic red, white, and blue freezer pops in the summer? Now imagine that flavor reinvented as an energy shot. Introducing the Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shot. A flavor explosion of sweet cherry, zesty lime, and electric blue raspberry that all come blasting together for a seriously refreshing shot. Ignite your taste buds with the flavor of the summer. Get a Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shot today. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, 332 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago.
Surround yourself in color with Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. Rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
It's game 1 of a doubleheader in New York. We get set for the top of the 9th here at Citi Field in Queens. And the Cubs leading the Mets 10-3. The 9th inning is sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino. Get ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com. The Mets have a new man on the mound. It's a right-hander by the name of Austin Warren, 30 years old, 1-3 with a 2.76 ERA in 21 games with New York. Seiya Suzuki will lead things off here in the 9th for the Cubs. Warren works his motion and deals. Seiya looks at a breaking ball off the outside, 1-0. Suzuki is 0 for 4 today. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Another sweeper from Warren. 1-1. And now the pitch. Up high. 2-1.
Stolen bases by the Cubs today. They're sponsored by Turo. This guy was Hometown Tire. Get called safe with the Turo tires. Find yours at Turo.com.
Dansby Swanson, the big game for the Cubs today. The 2-1 delivery. Seiya looks at a strike. Fastball clocked at 94 miles per hour, 2-2. Swanson with a pair of home runs. A 3-run shot that put the Cubs ahead in the 6th, breaking a 3-all tie. And a grand slam in the 8th. And now the 2-2 by Warren. Low and outside. Seiya's worked a full count.
That last pitch not close. Catch of the game sponsored by Catch Des Moines. That play was a real trip, and so is Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours at CatchDesMoines.com.
A payoff pitch, check swing, and a pitch off the outside on appeal. First base umpire John Bacon says Sale went around strike 3, 1 down here in the top of the ninth.
I think our catch of the game will be the catch early in the ball game. I think it was the second hitter. I think Ewing is the one that hit the ball to the wall in right center, and Conforto made a nice catch, slamming up against the wall to make a nice play early in the ball game.
Ian Happ at the plate and takes a fastball for a strike. 0-1. Warren rocks back the kick and pitch. Happ fouls it back off the screen. 0-2 the count. 1 down, top of the ninth. Cubs 10, Mets 3. Dansby Swanson is the 4th Cubs player in franchise history to have a 2-game span of at least 3 home runs and 11 runs batted in. The last one to do it, Sammy Sosa in 2002. The pitch. Check swing and a pitch off the outside. 1-2 on Happ. The 1-2 delivery. Called strike 3, a 2-seamer. Happ didn't like the call by the home plate umpire Austin Jones, but 2 away.
Yeah, a little inside fastball. That's when freezes Ian on the inside corner.
So 2 down. Nico Horner at the plate. 10-3 Cubs over the Mets. Game 1 of a doubleheader. And the pitch. Horner looks at a strike. Nico has reached base twice today. Doubled and scored a run in the 6th inning. Walked and scored a run in the 8th. 0-1, a quiet City Field here in the 9th. As Warren works his motion and deals. This is off the outside with a fastball.
Well, they said there were 31,900 here. I would bet they're probably, would you say half of that actually in the ballpark at one time earlier today? This game get a little lopsided and some fans have left.
Horner lines one right to Simeon, who makes the catch for out number 3. Cubs go down in order in the top of the 9th. Middle 9, 10-3 Cubs on the score at the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Alex Bregman. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Coom here. Baseball's been around a long time, since the 1800s, when pitchers threw underhand. You know what's been around even longer? Yuengling. Yuengling started brewing in 1829. People were drinking a cold Yuengling before baseball even existed. No box scores, no 7th inning stretches, just great beer that stood the test of time for 197 years. So next time you're at a ballpark, grab a Yuengling traditional lager, because just like baseball, legends stand the test of time. Yuengling is proud to be the official beer of the Cubs Radio Network.
DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth. Feeling smooth. Who said that? It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that Scooby-Doo-Bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity miter saw. So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then? Now you're getting it. Beep-bop, beat-up, wow, miter saw is my favorite.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Did you know you could earn up to $600 when you open a checking account at Old National Bank?
$600? You could do a lot with that. Like tickets to somewhere warm?
Now boarding for Miami.
Or tickets to your favorite band?
Or tickets to your favorite band in Miami.
Boom! Now you're talking.
Earn up to a $600 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Additional restrictions apply. Visit oldnational.com/checking. Offer valid through October 30th, 2026. Member FDIC.
When it comes to tuxedos and suits, the pros at Suits 2020 have the winning looks. Why rent when you can own for about the same price? Schedule your free fitting at Suits2020.com.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Bottom 9, Cubs on top of the Mets 10-3. Tyler Ferguson on the mound and Eric Wackerman at the plate. Wackerman looks at a fastball for a strike. 0-1. Dansby Swanson, 2 home runs, grand slam, and a 3-run shot today. The pitch. An check swing, bouncing ball hit on the right side. Fielded by Horner. The throw to first, in time, 1 away.
A good start here in the 9th for Ferguson. That's what you want. Just kind of have a simple inning, get through this ball game and get a Cubs W.
Marcus Semien will dig in. The toast of the game is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. Binny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. We'll get the toast of the game after this pitch by Ferguson. And Semien, an awkward swing and a miss, tried to check, couldn't. 0-1.
Now it's an easy one. A toast of the game ball player today, sponsored by Binny's Beverage Depot, will be the shortstop, Dansby Swanson, 2 days in a row. But today, 2 home runs, a 3-run bomb in the 6th, and then a grand slam in the 8th. And Dansby has had 2 really good days in a row with the bat in his hand.
3 home runs, 11 RBIs in the series so far. The 1-1 is taken for a strike. Sweeper, and Simeon's going to challenge this.
The previous pitch was called a strike. The batter is challenging.
Ball strike challenge, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine.
And it did clip the bottom of the zone for a strike.
New York has 0 challenges remaining.
So there you hear Austin Jones saying the Mets no longer can challenge. 1-2 the count on Semien. Binny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Swanson, the big star in the Big Apple for the Cubs. The pitch. Semien fouls it back off the screen. 1-2.
I don't know where he's been going out to eat, but I would go in between games and I'd go find that place.
I'll have what he's having, right?
Absolutely. Uh-huh.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Ferguson is ready. Sets up high, works his motion and deals. And Semien lines one, caught back a third by Ramirez with the backhand along the line. 2 away.
Well, I like what Ferguson has done. He has come in and he's just thrown strikes. Good fastball, little slider, getting quick outs. It's exactly what you're looking to do. And he keeps doing that for the Cubs, and he's going to stick around here, that's for sure.
MJ Melendez digs in. Mets down to their last out. The pitch. Misses off the outside with a sweeper. 1-0. Cubs 10, Mets 3. Here's the 1-0 delivery. And Melendez fouls it back. 1-1. Shota Imanaga will get the ball for the Cubs in the nightcap. As Ferguson deals, and Melendez looks at a ball low. The next pitch is a big swing and a miss by Melendez.
Yeah, good gas once again by Ferguson. That one 94, just under 95 miles an hour. Top of the zone. One more pitch. Cubs could be done with this ball game with a W.
Ferguson peers in, sets at the belt. Now the 2-2. And a ground ball hit back of first. Fielded on one knee by Bush. Underhand toss to Ferguson, covering the bag. In time, ball game. Cubs take game 1 of this doubleheader at Citi Field, beating the Mets big 10-3.